हम्म। ठीक है, तो चलो, लाइक yesterday we talked about few things. ठीक है, we talked about what are product based companies and how the work is, right? uh let me just turn off the video permissions. ठीक है, so yeah, so like we learned about all these things, ki how complicated the systems are, how we'll scale the things, what are the problems each company faces, how do they tackle them. ठीक है, I told you about कि थोड़ा ज़्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. 3 hours is not sufficient what when we are doing module 1, right? So yeah, I agree, and like I'm getting the feedback that 3 hours बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. ठीक है, so yeah, I agree with that thing. ठीक है, 3 hours will be too much. ठीक है, but guys, like even previously also when we had the TA and the doubt session, like I mean the class, right? Even that, if you had actually attended, it is also of 3 hour class, right? So the reason why you guys might be feeling little exhausted for this is because you're just like you used to attend only 2 hours of class, right? So it's, I understand it's kind of reluctant, like resistance to change. It happens. There will be a kind of friction in the initial days, okay? But like do attend it. It's necessary now, okay? Even okay. So like it will kind of, I told you, will generate a kind of discipline inside you. कि तुम्हें 3 घंटे you should be listening in that way. ठीक है, right? ठीक है, so we'll do that. ठीक है, I'll try to reduce it, but you guys need to push a little. ठीक है, even I'm pushing myself a lot. ठीक है, I was like I was against this idea initially, but I had to do it because it's a good idea. But the problem is that I need to go to office and then I need to come here to work for 3 hours, right? So it's kind of difficult for me. So but right now even I'm pushing myself. ठीक है, so it's for you. ठीक है, you're pushing. ठीक है, so it will be paying off at the end. ठीक है, so do attend the 3 hour classes. ठीक है, we can do a thing, we can not go after 11:30. बहुत ज्यादा हो गया. ठीक है, कल बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ा दिया तुमको, 11:50 के आसपास चला गया. So you won't do that. At 11:30 we'll close it at any cost. ठीक है, even before that 11:20 के आसपास we'll close. Do attend till the end. ठीक है, I can see that at the end you guys are uh, you guys are leaving a lot in the class, so we'll keep this as the maximum time. Doesn't matter when we start. ठीक है, 15 LPA के लिए क्या क्या आना जरूरी है? देखो ब्रो, आई टोल्ड यू दिस थिंग, राइट? लाइक मेरे हिसाब से इंडिया में 12 LPA इज द स्टैंडर्ड. ठीक है, मतलब 12 LPA is the standard. Like if you are working in a proper product based company, 12 LPA is the standard, is what I feel. I'm kind of little biased over this. 12 LPA तो मिलना चाहिए क्योंकि the work we do is this one. Doesn't matter if it's a startup or if it's anything. I feel that this is what a software developer deserves at right now. Okay, so like I've seen the people who are getting into 10 CTC, 11 CTC, and the questions were so easy. Like like uh, like matlab, it's not that difficult. It's just the DSA that needs to be strong. Okay, with these DSA, with the DSA which you guys are learning, you guys can even crack Amazon or any big company in the world. You name it, you can crack it with just the DSA you're learning. Okay, so like the thing that we are providing is sufficient for you to crack anything. The only difference that makes, you might be asking, there are 500 students in this class. Will 200 members attend and other 300 watch the recording, right? So you might be asking this thing, ki why don't all the people get? The only difference is in the way you're taking the lectures, okay, the way you're practicing at the home, the way the amount of squeezing you're doing out of the syllabus, right? So the syllabus that is provided is like the syllabus that you have right now is, you can crack any CTC, like even up to 60 CTC, right? That is Apple, right? It is sufficient. The DSC you're learning is sufficient for that. It's the only difference it's making is you are the one who is like learning the information, taking the information is not very important. It's how you process it, how you make use of it, how well you create the notes, how well you practice the questions. Only these things matter at the end. Okay, just by doing Atlassian pays a lot. It's like 80 CTC hota hai. Like the base is not that huge. Okay, मतलब most of the things are stocks, right? 60 lakhs का stocks मिलेगा तुम्हें. ठीक है. So Chanchal is asking me a question कि sir AccuJob में कंपनीज आती है उनका इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस क्या रहता है, कैसे क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं। ब्रो लाइक कंपनीज वोंट डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन कि हाँ इसमें एक जॉब में है तो थोड़ा डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं, हाँ नहीं नहीं मैं आईआईटी में आया तो थोड़ा डिफरेंट पूछते हैं। दे अंडरस्टैंड द कैलिबर राइट, दे अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग, ठीक है। सो द प्रोसेस इज गोइंग टू बी द सेम, ठीक है। Like it's based on the CTC man. Like if the company is providing you a CTC greater than 15, you can expect the questions, medium level questions of hashing and binary search, right? But if a company is providing 10 lakh CTC or less than that, right? Like few companies are there who don't understand the scale, but usually in the market, if at all a company is providing a CTC less than 10, okay, I don't think the interview process is going to be very difficult, okay. So we helped out a student, like my friend, one of my friend who got selected into 10 lakh CTC. The questions were so simple. Like they simply asked, "What is the like? Can you explain me? Can you explain if a number is divisible by three? Okay, it should be sum of all its digits should be divisible by three, something like that, right? Simple questions using two AND gates. Can you connect? Can you make three inputs? Something like that, right? So something like this we need to do, right? Right? This is A, B, C. So these are so simple questions that were asked in the interview. Okay? The only hindrance you will be facing is the online test. If you clear the online test, if you make yourself capable enough of clearing the online test, okay, then trust me, ठीक है, अगर तुम ऑनलाइन टेस्ट क्लियर कर रहे हो, एक टेस्ट क्लियर किया इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ, दो टेस्ट क्लियर किया इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ, तीन टेस्ट क्लियर किया इंटरव्यू नहीं हुआ, लाइक इंटरव्यू में नहीं हुआ, राइट, तुम्हारा, राइट, एट द एंड लाइक इफ यू मेड योरसेल्फ कैपेबल ऑफ क्लियरिंग द ऑनलाइन टेस्ट, ठीक है, you are capable of clearing the interview is mostly the luck, ठीक है, based it completely based on uh, the the person who is like it's not completely, it's 50% based on the person who's taking your interview, ठीक है, you might be really knowledgeable but the opposite person might not like it, okay. So there's a friend of mine, uh, he's the web admin of my college who maintains the whole database and the websites and everything of our college, okay. He's really good person, I mean in terms of technicality, right? Like every day we used to meet, our team used to meet at the end in the Discord at night at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Every day he used to say, I made this change in the website. I did this thing. I published this paper, right? Something like that. It is so like he's really good. I mean, are you understanding ki the way the technical knowledge he has is far more superior than any of us, any of our team. Okay. So like that's how good he is. But he didn't get selected in the Microsoft, right? And the people who are not that superior to him got selected in Microsoft, right? So he gave the interview, he came out after, like he solved all the questions in the interview, he didn't get selected, right? So like it depends on the interviewer as well. It depends on many factors, right? So interview is not a standard thing. Okay, it might be possible that interviewer asked you the question which you already did. Okay, that is the best possible thing, correct? Right? So lot of such things can happen. So interview अगर if you made yourself capable of clearing an online test, इंटरव्यू तो तुम निकाल ही लोगे, इतना तो गारंटी लो मेरे से, करेक्ट। एक सेकंड आराम से, लेट मी रीड वन बाय वन, वन बाय वन। This PDF of all the questions most favorable to the company, sure we can work on that, Bharat, but I told you, right, uh, yeah, we can get into a job as a software engineer also, great. Yeah, like we have a tech team. AccuJob has a tech team where we build all the, like you can see the portals are not completely in the production level. There are many bugs, right? So this team will work in fixing that bugs, developing the new software, right? So we already tried one thing. Instead of going for the Zoom classes, okay? So we kind of build a portal where we are taking the classes directly, right? And the record attendance, everything will get noted. But it didn't work out. Okay, we are working on that as well. Okay. So these are things. ठीक है, how to prepare for the online test? ठीक है, online test को prepare करने के लिए it's not just solving the questions, it's solving the question under time constraint. ठीक है, that is the important thing. तो जो भी like test होने वाला है, do them. ठीक है, package of जो भी provide कर रहा है test, do them. Right? अगर तुम्हारे पास ज्यादा ही टाइम है, उससे भी ज्यादा जानना चाहते हो, like you can go and solve lead code bi-weekly challenges. Bi-weekly, weekly. challenges, right? Right? So these questions like 4 questions होंगे, उसमें से मेरे से तो 2 ही होता था जब मैं पढ़ाई करता था, देन किसी दिन 3 होने लग गया, एंड 3 हो रहा है मतलब काफी है, you're sufficient enough, right? So you can do this, ठीक है? It's all about solving the questions under a time constraint, that is the most important thing, ठीक है? तो अगर तुम if you made yourself capable of solving the online test, no one can stop you from getting a job in any company, right? And the person he was mentioning, he went to Arista. Arista is also a very good company, right? So he went to Arista. It's not a bad company. Okay, it's good. It's good. But again, ऑनलाइन टेस्ट क्या होता है? कोडिंग एप्टी। ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में कोडिंग होता है, एप्टी भी हो सकता है, ठीक है, बेस्ड ऑन द कंपनी, ठीक है। यूजुअली 2-3 कोडिंग क्वेश्चंस होता है इन द ऑनलाइन टेस्ट, ठीक है। सो देखो गाइस, इफ यू आर एबल टू डू 2 क्वेश्चंस ना, देन यू आर गुड, देन यू आर गुड ऑफ माय लेवल, ठीक है। 2 क्वेश्चन करने की कोशिश करो बस, काफी अभी के लिए, ठीक है। 3 क्वेश्चन आगे जाके होंगे, बहुत आगे जाके, ठीक है। जस्ट ट्राई टू डू दिस। What is your query, Sagar? Suggestions for background from BA, BSc, BCom, or not from CS background, bro? You want me to give suggestions, right? Suggestions won't be any different, man. Like you will be just following. Like there is nothing the CS students have learned, which is actually going to profit them in the interview. It's just the eligibility criteria that's going to benefit them. Okay? So if at all a job is not having the eligibility criteria of just strictly a CS background, then you're good to go, right? You are just as good as the person who has done the CS degree, right? So like don't feel little of yourself that you're not you don't have the CS degree, right? Don't feel that. I personally have many students, like many friends as well, who are not from CS background, but they are working at with me at Amazon, right? So I can just list their names. I can keep on going, right? So don't, like, once you met the eligibility criteria, you both are on the same track, the same position, okay, same level. The like obviously there are multiple positions that are only available for the CS background. Okay, I agree with you, but like that should not be stopping you. Okay, whatever is in your hand, only focus on that. Okay, let me tell you, my CPI, my CPI by the end of first year is 6.9. ठीक है, करेक्ट रोहन, कुछ नहीं पढ़ाता है। सीपीआई इज क्यूमुलेटिव, क्या भाई क्यूमुलेटिव, अरे सीपीआई क्या होता है? क्यूमुलेटिव इंडेक्स ना, CGPA, yeah. So it's around 6.9, right? So 6.9, it's too bad, like out of 10, right? It's 10. I mean, 6.9 is too bad, right? So to the person who's coming, like whose internship session is there, right? uh, it's too less, to be honest, right? And I know that because of my CPI, I will be rejected in many companies. The resume won't get shortlisted, right? There will be a lot of problems. The interview might ask me, why is your CPI so low, right? I know all these things, but like don't consider this as your final interest, ठीक है? Don't demotivate yourself कि ये है, ठीक है, तो खराब है, like there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about your CPI. So why don't you focus on the development? I focused more on my development. Like I focused much on my DSA, right? These two things I did. Okay, I left this thing. I made this grow. I made it to 6.7.3. I made it to 7.8 by the end of third year, and then it is some 8.2 or something, right? So it is cool. Okay, I made it grow because of the online semester, fortunately. But this thing is what I focused. Okay, so which is not in your hand, don't focus on that. Okay, whatever is in your hand, just focus on that. ठीक है, हाँ, करेक्ट। लाइक सीपीए लास्ट में आते ही 8.3 या 8 पॉइंट कुछ हो गया यार, इतना ही हो गया। लाइक दिस नॉट बैड, ओके, दिस इज बैड, दिस इज बैड, दिस नॉट बैड, ठीक है। बाय द एंड ऑफ फाइनल ईयर आई एम टॉकिंग। CGPA is nothing but grade point. You can call it as grade point in which you receive in your semester exams. That's it. It's not great, ठीक है। ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में क्या क्या आता है? ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में मैं बताया था ये चीज, ठीक है। ऑनलाइन टेस्ट में लाइक मल्टीपल फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं ऑनलाइन टेस्ट का, ठीक है। फॉर एग्जांपल Amazon का बता दिया, जैसे समझ लो इफ यू वांट टू नो अबाउट मिंत्रा आस्क 5 क्वेश्चंस, 5 कोडिंग क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है। Uber asks 3 coding questions. Flipkart asks 3 coding questions. ठीक है, मोस्टली यही होने वाला है, राइट? लेकिन सैमसंग थोड़ा अलग है, राइट? सैमसंग आस्क 2 कोडिंग क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है, बट उसमें कुछ लाइक दे इंक्लूड द एमसीक्यूज एज वेल. Few questions, few companies use MCQs and then the coding questions, right? There are companies like PhonePe which basically hire just on the coding questions. If you want to talk about Amazon hires based on 5 sections, ठीक है? MCQs, aptitude, debugging, proficiency fit and then coding, right? फिर कोई कंपनी आता है जैसे गोल्डमैन सैक्स, ठीक है? दिस कंपनी like this company has lot of like lot of sections, like 3 sections होता है इसका. एक aptitude होता है and other one is MCQs and the one is coding, right? If you want to talk about Oracle, which is also a great company, this only has MCQs, only MCQs, no coding questions. But MCQs में like you need to code it on your compiler or something to solve these MCQs, ठीक है? Time constraint बहुत ज्यादा है, right? So such thing, it's how this is how it is going to be, ठीक है? Walmart, I don't think Walmart, मतलब Walmart तो नेका नहीं है अब तक, ठीक है? But the thing is कि Walmart में like there is certain alumni network which works in Walmart, ठीक है? So you can just have some help over there, ठीक है? So let's get started, ठीक है? So it's great to have such talk with you guys in that way, ठीक है? But like the lesson today you learned is focus on what you have in your hand. Just focus on that, okay? You have in your hand to make your development skills more, okay? To make your DSA skills more, okay? Just focus on that. I agree that you don't have a great CPI. You can't do anything about the CPI, right? It's a long-term thing, right? So if you don't have a bad resume, do you think you should ignore it? No, you should not ignore it, okay? You can work on that, okay? Because it is in your hand, okay? So whatever is in your hand, focus on that, okay? Whatever is not in your hand, just leave that, okay? Don't cry over the things, okay? You will be crying कि girls will get more opportunities. Yes, that's a reality, right? है ना? काफी ज्यादा मतलब गर्ल्स का काफी हायरिंग होता है एंड there's a lot of diversity hiring, there's lot of only girls hiring, ठीक है? ये सब होता है, but don't cry over it, ठीक है? It happens, accept it and move from it, ठीक है? Whatever is in your hand, just focus on that, ठीक है? I've seen that personally, ठीक है? But crying will just waste your energy, ठीक है? Focus on the area where you can invest your energy to get something back, ठीक है? चलो whatever it is, चलो let's get started, ठीक है? नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है दीपांशी, लाइक देर आर लाइक मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा like once any person joins a company, ठीक है? They will get proficient in their work, ठीक है? That is how it happens, ठीक है? lol lol Rohan. So so what happens is girls do like I never seen any girl who's not that good, but like once a particular person joins into a company, even if it's a girl or a boy, they become very good, they become proficient, they have to work for it, okay? I've seen that thing, okay? So I'm just talking of how the companies are hiring and their perspective to increase the like sex ratio that is present in the company, okay? That happens, but I'm just suggesting you guys don't cry over it, okay? Don't waste your energy crying for it, okay? Just accept it and do whatever is in your hand, okay? ठीक है? So let's not talk about it, ठीक है? Let's not fight over it, ठीक है? We'll solve the questions, ठीक है? I have many questions waiting for you, ठीक है? So let me just quickly see whatever we learned yesterday, right? So see guys, we learned this thing. What is this thing? We learned this question of how we'll be finding an element which is greater than all the elements on its left and which is less than all the elements on its right, okay? On the right, if you found out what is the minimum element, and on the left, if you found what is the maximum element, it is simple, correct? So you did something like prefix max, okay? How did you do it? Go to each question, each element, just see if it is greater than that, just update it, okay? यहाँ पे 1 है, 1 is greater than 5, no, so put 5, ठीक है? यहाँ पे 6 आया, 6 is greater than 5, right? So update it, ठीक है? In that way you'll create a prefix max array, in linear time, right? The linear time you will be creating suffix min li, right? At any point, if at all its previous value is less than this value, okay, or its next value is greater than this value, then you can just say cool, like worked, right? It worked, right? You found out the element that is pivot. Okay, that's how we did it. This is the code. Okay, how we get generated the prefix left and prefix right. I hope you guys are able to do it. ठीक है, it's not difficult. ठीक है, and अगर नहीं आया समझ तो बड़ा टाइम लगाओ, समझ में आ जाएगा. ठीक है, ओके. सोनम देखो, prefix left max में how we are doing is he will go to, like there are multiple ways to do it. ठीक है, let me tell you a simple way. ठीक है, go to each element. ठीक है, just say, just put the first element. ठीक है, you can do it. ठीक है, and from the next value just see, is this value greater than this value? If no, just put the same value. ठीक है, again the same thing, is this value greater than this value? If no, put the same value. That is exactly what I was doing, right? Prefix of left max of I is nothing but max of the previous value or the current value. So in this way, you will be having prefix of I will be having maximum values of all a of 0 से लेकर a of I तक. Correct? If at all a new value is coming, a of I plus 1, okay, then this will be I plus 1 also. Whatever is maximum, maximum of all these things or this one, okay, whichever is maximum, that will be the answer. Correct? ठीक है, so edge cases is going to be with the edge elements. ठीक है, इस element के लिए क्या होने वाला है, इस element के लिए क्या होने वाला है. ठीक है, you just assume that this value is max and this value is minimum in max and in minimum. That will be your edge case. ठीक है, it's not difficult. Yes, Dharmendra, you can do that. You can do that. Okay, you can equate these things. You can see that all these three are equal, right? So that is the question which we discussed yesterday, and then we did this counting sort wala question. Okay, we used three variables to count it. Okay, and then came this question, right, where you are supposed to where you are using 2 pointers to swap it. Okay, so like if even now, if at all this question is not clear for you guys, okay, we can do a thing. Okay, we can do a thing. We can solve a simpler question like this. Okay, so the question में ये हो रहा है कि we are using one pointer which is moving linearly from first element to the last till the last element, and if at all it is 0, okay, it is swapping with the left pointer. If at all it is 2, then it is swapping with the right pointer, right? In that way, we're getting all the 0 elements to the left and all the all the elements 2 to the right. Okay, in that way we're doing it. Correct? So just see that, Dharmendra. ठीक है, एक बार प्रिंट करके देखना. I told you debugging is also really good skill. ठीक है, which is important skill. प्रिंट करके देखो कौन सा फेल हो रहा है देखना. ठीक है, hinged element का 4 टेस्ट केस are failing. I can help you, but it will take some time. ठीक है, let's see in the end of the class. ठीक है, सिद्धांत, will you stay? ठीक है, let's see, एक बार देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, कोड में कुछ गड़बड़ होगा. और ट्राई टू थिंक ऑफ दिस गाइस कि एज केसेस के लिए एक बार सोचना कि लास्ट एलिमेंट में हो गया तो क्या होगा. इज देयर एनी एलिमेंट दैट इज एक्सीडिंग द बाउंड. ठीक है, ये सब चीजें देख लो थोड़ा. ठीक है, मोस्टली इसी में आंसर होता है. अगर इसमें आंसर नहीं है तो फिर लाइक कंस्ट्रेंट्स देखना, कंस्ट्रेंट्स कहीं ज्यादा तो हो गया, ज्यादा पर नहीं चल रहा है. ऑल दिस थिंग्स यू नीड टू सी. आई विल ट्राई टू फिगर इट आउट. ठीक है, बट लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड फॉर टुडे. ठीक है, हाँ, ठीक है, okay, cool. So so this is one of the questions we did yesterday, right? I wrote you how we are using 2 pointers, which one of the pointer marks the end of 2, another pointer marks beginning of 2, right? We'll be running the loop and swapping the elements, right? So this is how we did, and then came the concept of sliding window, right? Where we are, like I told you, I gave you the concept of window. Okay, what is a window? Window is nothing but a contiguous part of array, right? You can call it sub array, right? And how there are 2 attributes that decide ki what is a window, right? Start and end. Okay, and the size is nothing but the like it is nothing but end minus start plus 1. See, 3 minus 0, it should be plus 1, right? So it will be 4. The size is 4. These three attributes, if at all any two of them are given, you can find the third one. Okay, just remember this thing. Okay, and then what we learned? We learned about the operations of slide. We learned the operations of expand. We learned the operations of shrink. Correct? Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? Hello? देखो अगर GFG में चल नहीं रहा ना, I think GFG will tell you for which test case it is not working. ठीक है? Try it for that test case. Custom test case करो उसको. ठीक है? Do you guys know that, right? कि GFG में जो test case नहीं चल रहा या LeetCode में जो भी test case नहीं चल रहा, ठीक है? Just try it for that test case and try to print your array. Print करो, next steps print करो, anything. ठीक है? Like print कर करके देखना कि क्या हो रहा है, सही जा रहा है कि नहीं, जैसे मैं सोच रहा था वैसे जा रहा है कि नहीं. एक बार ऐसे सोचना, it will work for you. ठीक है? तो देखो, I told you about this operation, sliding operations, where you will be moving both the pointers. पहले यहाँ हुआ करता था, now both of them move forward. Both of them will move forward. Both of them will move forward, right? So if you move both of them forward, it is like giving an idea of sliding. ठीक है? Slide का मतलब समझते हो ना? Jula. Like if you move from this position, your pair and your head both will move with the same speed. Correct? Then only you will be called as sliding, right? ऐसे नहीं कि तुम्हारा पैर नीचे आ गया और सर वहीं पर आ गया. That's called expanding, right? Right? वैसे ही ऐसा भी नहीं कि पैर वहीं पर आ गया और तुम्हारा सर नीचे आ गया. That is called shrinking. Correct? This is a good example, guys. ठीक है? So that is what these three operations are. Again, assume yourself as a window that is working on a slide. Okay, cool. So in all these three operations, we'll keep any one of them constant. Again, either you keep the size constant, either you keep the head constant, or you keep the feet constant. Okay. चले आगे. Right. So we have seen how you can find the sum of all subarrays of size k. Okay. What are the subarrays of size k? They are nothing but sliding windows. Correct. So instead of calculating the whole thing, what I'm doing is from this thing only, I'll be just subtracting the first element. I'll be adding the next element so that I'll be calculating what is the subarray of next window. Correct. So same thing goes here. It will be 25. Right. So guys, do you want to get unmuted? Who wants to get unmuted? Mohit? एक बार बोल दो यार किस बात के लिए तुम्हें unmute होना है. Then I'll help you unmute. It'll be much easier. ठीक है. The same way 25 minus 3 plus 8. ठीक है, it will be 30. ठीक है, you're just adding one element and subtracting this element. ठीक है, if you want to slide this, it is nothing but this window, right? So you have removed this from your window and you added this. So you're adding it and removing it. Okay, this is the concept of sliding window. Okay, so then what happens is, okay, this question, right? So in this question, what you're doing, right? Like you're just finding the sum of all the sums of size k, right? How we found the sum of first k elements. Again, that is the sum of, that will be the answer for the first window. Uske baad you will be adding one more element and removing the element, adding one more element, removing the element, adding one more element and removing the element, right? So that is the problem, right? So I mean that's how you solve the problem, right? You solve the problem by adding one element and removing the other element, right? So in this way, you're just able to do it in big of n time. So that is pretty good. Okay? And then came the question where you're supposed to find the maximum sized subarray with size k. You easily did it. Okay? Because कैसे कर लिया हमने? Because you're able to find the sum of all the elements. I mean all the subarrays with size k. You'll take the maximum out of it, right? It's simple. Agreed, guys? I hope there's no doubt in that things, in those things. Array contains negative numbers, then how to do longest sum subarray using sliding window. Okay. See, bro, Bharat, okay, longest sum subarray using sliding window. How are you doing? What is the basic idea behind it? Longest sum subarray using sliding window, right? So you're supposed to find what is the longest subarray, right? Okay. So if you add it, okay, like the sum will get decreased, right? So if you add one element, if it's a negative element, the sum will get decreased, right? So do you think it will affect you in any way? Be having a negative elements will affect you in any way? You're just choosing the elements which are having the sum equals to 0, equals to k, right? एक बार सोचो कैसे fit कर रहा है longest sum में, like if you want to have the sum to be k, then you'll keep on adding the elements. If at all it exceeds, ठीक है, then you can say, ठीक है, then you can say that if at all it exceeds the k value, then you can say that I need to shrink the window, correct? So how the negative elements are affecting is they're affecting your sum, right? So you want to increase the sum more, okay, but the sum is getting decreased. Do you agree with me? Right. So let me just open that question once. Where is that question? Okay. So in this question, you can see that you are just asking, see here, they are just asking, he, sir, if it exceeds, then we can have a negative value ahead also to make it k. Yeah, I agree. ठीक है, लेकिन एक बार इसको सोचो, like if you are using hashing, ठीक है, there's no problem, right? Like you are just getting if sum minus k है कि नहीं, और sum minus k है तो we'll take the maximum out of it, ठीक है. So my question comes कि when you're taking up a longest subarray of with some k, ठीक है, like you are using sliding window, right? Let me just revise that thing, the variable concept, variable size concept, ठीक है. So what you're doing is you'll keep on increasing the size, okay? You'll keep on increasing the size of this particular window, okay? And like it's always positive values here, okay? It's always positive here, okay? So what you'll do is you will kind of figure out ki, like we have exceeded the budget, okay? So you'll reduce this from the back, okay? Because all the values are positive here. It is given that it is just the modulo, correct? So like did I make you guys the code of this question? Did we code this question? Did we? Sorry. No, right? So let's code it, ठीक है? The sliding window का concept बहुत easy हो जाएगा उसके बाद for you guys, ठीक है? Let me just pick up that question. Maximum cost. I think it is maximum array. What is the question? Within budget, na? Get equal substring. Okay. Let me just code it. Okay. So I mean to say about the variable size. Let me quickly say that. Okay. I didn't code it, right? I didn't code it. I just told you the answer, right? So what we'll be doing basically is we'll be choosing two pointers S and E. Okay. If at all this particular thing, if S to E, if at all this particular thing, if at all this particular thing, okay, is having a cost, okay, you know how what's the cost, right? Cost is 1. If this cost is less than or equal to the maximum cost, okay, then you will increase the size of the window, okay? ये यहाँ पे आएगा, ठीक है. उसके बाद अगर ये भी चल रहा है, even now the cost is less, ठीक है, I'll increase more, ठीक है, I'll increase more. The moment cost exceeds the maximum cost, you start to shrink this window. Agreed, guys? Right? So I need to code this. This is the template. Okay. At that moment also I told you this thing, right? How you will be using the variable sliding window thing. Okay. You'll be maintaining two pointers. Okay. You'll keep on increasing it. Okay. And obviously you want the maximum length. Correct? You're supposed to get the maximum length of the substring that can be converted. Okay. You'll keep on increasing it. If you feel it exceeded the maximum cost, okay, the cost got exceeded the maximum cost, okay, then in that case, ठीक है. In that case, what you will be doing is you will be shrinking it. मतलब s को plus plus करेंगे. ठीक है. We did this code previously in the distinct elements thing. We'll do it again. ठीक है. So now that thing will be really clear. ठीक है. So let me code it now. ठीक है. Let me just think of coding this. So initially I'll be making the int of n equals to so what is the length given? Is there any constraints based on the length? Do you guys agree कि we'll be putting parentheses here, but we won't be putting parentheses there? Do you guys agree with this? I mean, we'll be putting parentheses when you're operating with the string, but you won't put parents this thing when you're operating with an array. Did you observe that thing? Hello, guys. Did you think why? कभी सोचा? करेक्ट. सो स्ट्रिंग में, ठीक है, दिस लेंथ इज अ मेथड, ठीक है, जो लेंथ को रिटर्न करता है. ठीक है. देयर इन एरे इट्स एन एट्रीब्यूट. ठीक है, इट्स एन एट्रीब्यूट दैट यू आर रिटर्निंग, राइट. सो इट्स नॉट द सेम थिंग. देयर तुम एरे एरे डॉट वो करोगे, राइट, यू विल बी गेटिंग द लेंथ डायरेक्टली, बट यहाँ पे इट्स अ मेथड. ठीक है, मेथड के लिए यू नीड टू पास दिस थिंग, है ना. तो देखो, नाउ let me do this thing. Now let me note what is the difference. Okay, so let me create an array. Okay, without this array also you can do, but for the simplicity let me do it. Diff, and it is of the size n. Now I'll be calculating what is the difference between these elements, right. So let me just calculate what is the diff between math dot absolute. So this is absolute. Okay, what this function does is, if at all it's a negative number, it will give me a positive value. If it's a positive number, it will give me a negative value. I mean, sorry, if it's a positive number, I'll be getting the positive value. Okay. So what I'll be doing is caret I. So this is how I calculated the difference. Okay. So I can do it without this array also, but right now let me write the code in this way. Okay. I'll shift it again. Okay. Now let me just mark something called maximum length. Max length initially 0. Okay. Let me mark something called a start, which is 0. Let me mark something called end, which is also 0. Okay. Now my idea should be is I should be moving the end value constantly to increase the size of the subarray till it is valid. If it is not valid, then I should increase the start value to decrease the size of the array and save whichever is maximum in the whole process. Do you guys agree? गाइस समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या? मतलब देखो यार, मैं यही बोल रहा हूँ ना कि अगर तुम्हारे पास एक array है, right, तुम like you have start and end here only, but you'll increase it, you'll increase e, you'll increase e, you'll increase e, you'll increase e. ये भी valid, even 5 digit is valid. You are reaching at this position, it is not valid. ठीक है, the moment it is not valid, ठीक है, you'll increase the s value. मतलब s value को भी increase करोगे to decrease the size. जिससे size decrease होगा तो cost भी decrease होगा, है ना. तो क्या पता, like if at all this is valid, this might be going forward. ठीक है, with this element as the starting element. ठीक है. So let me just code that. ठीक है, only if it is valid, only then you'll be taking if its length. ठीक है. So let me just run a loop and let me just mark it as end equals to 0, right. End is less than n and n plus plus. ठीक है, let me just iterate through end. ठीक है, and let me just calculate the cost. ठीक है, what is the cost? If of I, this is the cost, right. So let me just mark cost also here. This is the cost. ठीक है, initially 0 था, cost is increasing because of the differences. ठीक है, cost is increasing, cool. ठीक है, let us assume this cost, like this particular thing has not reached the max. So I'll just do math dot max length, and I'll do end minus start plus 1. So this is the size, right? End minus start plus 1 is the size. ठीक है. So I'm just noting it down if this is the larger one. ठीक है. But I just need to confirm कि this cost is not more than the maximum cost. If it is more than maximum cost, I need to decrease it. Correct. So let me write a while loop where cost, if at all cost is greater than the max cost, okay, what I'll do, guys? Can you guys tell me what I'll be doing? Correct. This should be end. If at all this particular thing is greater than the maximum cost, what I should be doing is my question. Yes, okay. So I'll be removing the first element, the starting one element, and usko remove karunga. Right now, both of them are not moving parallelly like the sliding window. This is a variable sliding window question, which you already did in the distinct values, right? So इस केस में मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ कि I'll be decreasing the cost, whatever the cost is. I'll be decreasing the cost with a diff of start, है ना? Start को हटाना होगा मुझे, right? I remove start and then I'll be doing start plus plus. Correct? बस इतना ही है code. The moment you're out of this loop, cost is either equal or less than the maximum cost. Then I'll mark it as the maximum length. I may be marking if it is greater than the maximum length. ठीक है, वरना the next element will be added. बस इतना ही code. This is the code. This is the code which we are learning from yesterday. ठीक है? Like the solution might be looking very complicated. The approach might be looking very complicated, but this is how the code is. ठीक है? So simple. ठीक है? So I can try run it, sure. ठीक है? So let me just return the max length and let me enter. Okay, so you can see for A, B, C, D, B, C, D, F, cost is 0. S is pointing here, E is also pointing here. Maximum cost is, MC is, maximum cost is 3. Okay, so you can see that E is here, right? Cost will get added. Okay, whatever the difference is between this character and this character, that will be added, right? So what I can do is, यहाँ पे difference कितना 1 है, right? So I'll add the 1 to cost. Correct. उसके बाद what I'll do is I can see that cost is not greater than max cost, so maximum length will be noted. ठीक है. तो maximum length क्या है? Initially 0 था. 0 greater है कि 1 greater है? Obviously 1, so 1 will be updated. Then end will be updated again. ठीक है, end is here. You can see that 1 है यहाँ पे, right? So you can see that cost got increased. ठीक है, but it is still less than maximum cost. So again, maximum length will be 2. Again, this will be increasing, right? It will be 3 now. Still, it is not greater than maximum cost. Okay, so it will be maximum length will be 3. Okay, so now you'll increase again. Okay, now cost is 5, which is definitely greater than max cost, right? So since it is greater than the maximum cost, okay, what you need to do is you need to remove it. You need to remove the initial elements. Okay, you need to remove the initial elements so that the length will be less. Okay, and cost will be coming under the maximum cost. Okay, so you will be increasing the S value here. Okay, cost कम हुआ. Okay, you will be increasing the S value here. Cost और कम हुआ. This is working. This is working, right? But 3,2 में से कौन सा maximum? 3 रहेगा. So 3 won't change, right? Now let us assume यहाँ पे Z है and यहाँ पे भी Z है. Z है, Z है, right? Cost to change is 0, right? So you can easily update it. 0, 0. It won't make any difference, right? You can keep on updating. You can see that 4 अगर एक और Z है, then this will be the answer, right? 5 will be the answer, maximum length, right? So if you want me to summarize, you are maintaining 2 variables. With one variable, you're trying to increase the maximum length. Okay, and if it exceeds, okay, if it exceeds the cost, okay, then you'll try to shrink it by incrementing the different pointer. Okay, so if at all it is coming under the maximum cost, you'll try to see if this is the maximum length or not. If this is the maximum length, store it or else leave it. बस यही है code. Correct. On the line 6, ठीक है, on the line 6, this is math dot absolute. ठीक है, ये कुछ नहीं करेगा अगर value like absolute ऐसा समझ लो int n है ये. ठीक है, if n is less than n, less than 0, return minus n. बस यही है. और एल्स रिटर्न एन, बस इतना ही है. इट्स लाइक मॉड्यूलर. हाँ, फिर लेट मी जस्ट रन दिस. इट इज वर्किंग. ठीक है. So can you guys tell me what is the time and space complexity, guys? Hmm. अंडरस्टैंड भरत. ठीक है, नेगेटिव नंबर्स के लिए ट्राई टू थिंक. ठीक है, ये सब पॉजिटिव नंबर, दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू दिस. ठीक है, आई जस्ट फेल्ट दैट आई नीड टू रिवाइज दिस थिंग. ठीक है, विल डिस्कस दैट. ठीक है, सो स्पेस है ना. कैन यू एलिमिनेट द स्पेस, मतलब क्यों ही फाइंड कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, सीधा ऐसे क्यों नहीं कर सकते बताओ. दिस आल्सो टेकिंग कांस्टेंट टाइम, राइट? एक्सपेक्टेड दिस थिंग. ठीक है, दे देंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. अभी कुछ और दिक्कत आ रहा है कि डिफ. ओके, कूल. विल कॉपी द सेम थिंग हियर and paste it here, right? There is no need of just maintaining that particular array. Okay, do you guys agree with this statement? Do you guys agree with this statement? You can directly calculate it whenever you want, right? Correct. So let me just submit it. Line number 16. See, line number 16 is again whichever is maximum, either max like max of length is maximum or this is maximum. Whichever is maximum, put it inside it. Okay, that is what it is. Okay, तो maximum length अगर पहले से ज्यादा है तो जस्ट पुट दैट. ठीक है, अगर ये जो वैल्यू नया है, इफ एट ऑल दिस इज मोर, ठीक है, जस्ट सेव दैट इनटू द मैक्सिमम लेंथ. यू विल कीप ऑन डूइंग इट फॉर एवरी पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशन व्हिच इज वर्किंग एंड एट द एंड यू विल रिटर्न दैट. कूल. Run time increased because your multiple times you're accessing the string ka character, right? That is the reason why runtime got increased. But like on theory, this is understood as big of one. Okay, so रन टाइम को ध्यान मत दो. ठीक है, ऐसे करना. ठीक है, दिस इज द करेक्ट वे. ठीक है, लाइन नंबर 4 तो हटा देना है यार. नो नो पॉइंट इन दैट. करेक्ट. कूल. गाइस, जस्ट सी, दिस इज द टेम्पलेट दैट इज द स्लाइडिंग विंडो, मैन. दिस इज द टेम्पलेट दैट इज रूलिंग द स्लाइडिंग विंडो. पूरा रूल कर रहा है स्लाइडिंग विंडो को, यही चीज बस. मतलब द वे यू आर इंक्रीजिंग, द वे यू आर लाइक इंक्रीजिंग द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. ठीक है, दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल पार्ट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर एरे. ठीक है, मतलब इसको बढ़ाओ, इसको भी बढ़ाओ, like you're judging this thing, है ना? So I'll tell you one cool question. ठीक है, so the question is something like this one. Just see this question once. Before doing this question, we can do another question which is similar to this question. ठीक है, तो ये क्वेश्चन एक बार देखना guys. एक बार ये क्वेश्चन देखना. And there's another question called uh, like I'll give this question as your homework. ठीक है, this question is going to be your homework. ठीक है, just read this question once. I'll just send the link. ठीक है, तुम लोग घर पे करके आओगे ये चीज. Just see this, just read this question. I'll give you 1 minute. कोई कुछ पढ़ा, कुछ लाइट चमकी, एनीथिंग regarding this question? कैसे अनम्यूट कर ले रहे हो भाई तुम लोग? हाँ, तो बेसिकली देखो, मैं एक बार क्वेश्चन पढ़ लेता हूँ फॉर यू गाइस. ठीक है, सो इट सेज कि गिवन एन एरे ऑफ पॉजिटिव इंटीजर्स. ठीक है, and a positive integer target. ठीक है, positive integer nums and positive integer target. ठीक है, so what I am saying is, ठीक है, what I am saying is, return the minimal length of the contiguous subarray of which the sum is greater than or equal to target. Positive, positive. सुन रहे हो ना ये चीज? Right? There are no negative elements. If there is no such subarray, return 0 instead. ठीक है? So you can see that, like if at all this is an array and target is 7, you can see that 4 comma 3 has the minimum length. ठीक है? You can see that 4 plus 3. You can see that like if at all 1 is not present, ठीक है? These 3 elements will be having the length subarray with the sum 7, right? But I don't want that. Okay, I want the minimum. So still I'll be choosing this value as the answer. Is that cool, guys? Like for example, even this array, even this subarray, even this subarray, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, even this subarray is having the sum 7, right? But this is of a size 3. This is of a size 2. Correct? So you will be choosing the minimal length, minimal, maximum नहीं. बताओ क्या करें इसका? Try to think about this. मेरे दिमाग में कुछ सोल्यूशन आ रहा है, सही है कि नहीं गलत बताना, मतलब गलत है कि नहीं सही बताना. एक तो हमारा हैश मैप वाला अप्रोच हो गया, राइट? यू कैन जस्ट सम देम अप एंड सम माइनस के चेक करना, wherever it is present, just see whatever the minimum value is. That is one approach that is coming. Similar logic to the last question, right? So if you guys understood this question, then like you guys learned the subarray, right? So what you will do is, एक बार बताना सही सही सोच. I could be wrong, ठीक है? ठीक है, मैं नहीं बताने वाला आंसर, ठीक है? I could be wrong, ठीक है? I'm just saying कि if at all I gave you this question, ठीक है, to find you the minimum sub length, ठीक है, minimum length, ठीक है, तो मैं ऐसे कर सकता हूँ? एक बार बताओ मुझे कि I can keep on increasing, ठीक है, it's all positive values, ठीक है, like I can keep on increasing the moment it is more, like if it is equal, then obviously I'll say a minimum value, ठीक है, the moment it is more, ठीक है, more than my sum, ठीक है, I'll start to decrease it, ठीक है, by shrinking from back, ठीक है, but the moment, like while shrinking from the back, ठीक है, while shrinking from the back, if at all I hit the target, I'll store that minimum length. Don't you agree with this? Similar thing. बढ़ाते जाओ जब तक कम है, जैसे एक्सीड करेगा उसको कम करते जाओ, ठीक है, जब कम हो रहा है ना, और कम हो रहा है और कम हो रहा है, at that time you'll be fetching for the minimum value. Don't you think it's a similar question but little change of finding the array? Like इस क्वेश्चन में you're trying to find when it is more, ठीक है, when it is max, ठीक है, उसमें ये लाइन आएगा यहाँ पे मिनिमम जाएगा, लेकिन दैट इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. क्या मैं सही सोच रहा हूँ या गलत सोच रहा हूँ बताओ? एंड ऑल्सो इक्वल भी होनी चाहिए. ट्राई दिस गाइस, ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन. एक बार सोचो, लाइक इवन आफ्टर it is greater than or equal to the maximum cost, even then you can decrease it, right? तो जब तक like this is not the actual solution, ठीक है, solution कुछ और है, मतलब ऐसे ही है. Like you understood the template of this question, right? कि you will be like, देखो sum is less than the target, ठीक है, टारगेट से कम है, ठीक है, तो उस केस में क्या करने वाले हैं, राइट? विल ट्राई टू इंक्रीज द सम मतलब इंक्रीज द लेंथ, ठीक है, विल कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग इट द मोमेंट सम इज ग्रेटर देन द टारगेट, द मोमेंट सम इज ग्रेटर देन द टारगेट, ठीक है, टारगेट से ज्यादा है, ठीक है, सम, राइट, एट दैट मोमेंट तुम कम करने की कोशिश करोगे, तो लेंथ को भी कम करने की कोशिश करोगे, राइट, बिकॉज ऑल आर पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज, करेक्ट, पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज मतलब लेंथ और सम दोनों लाइक डायरेक्टली डिपेंडेंट है, लेंथ को बढ़ाएंगे तो सम बढ़ेगा, लेंथ को कम करेंगे सम को, करेक्ट, तो लेंथ को कम करने की कोशिश करता रहेंगे, राइट, सो इफ एट ऑल इट हिट्स दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट, सम टारगेट हो गया, देन इस केस में यू विल नोट द लेंथ, ठीक है, एंड यू विल स्टिल ट्राई टू डिक्रीज इट, ठीक है, इक्वल हो गया, यू विल स्टिल ट्राई टू डिक्रीज इट, यू विल स्टिल ट्राई टू डिक्रीज द लेंथ, मतलब आई प्लस प्लस करते जाना, मे बी क्या पता, लाइक इवन द लास्ट एलिमेंट मे बी, माइट बी, मे बी वो कमी है, सोचो, यू स्टिल ट्राई टू डिक्रीज द लेंथ एंड इवन देन इट इज इक्वल टू द टारगेट, मतलब इट्स लाइक ये पॉसिबल हो सकता है ना एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन, ठीक है, व्हाट इज दिस क्वेश्चन, at this particular position there could be zeros, right, there could be zeros, so you'll still try to decrease it length, and every time this is equal to the target you'll note it, whichever is minimum, math dot minimum karna, guys, just look at this logic, sum is less, you increase the length, sum zyada ho gaya, you decrease the length in the internal loop, then if at all it is equal to the target, store it in the minimum variable and keep decreasing it even further, ठीक है, you're still greedy, और कम करके देखूंगा मैं, क्या पता और भी छोटा मिल सकता है मुझे, ट्राई करो, अगर अगर if at all it again became less than the target, then again you'll try to increase the length, ठीक है, every time it is equal to the target, note it down, cool, homework, कल पूछना, कल कोड करेंगे इसको, ठीक है, कर सकते हो कि नहीं ये क्वेश्चन, are you guys capable enough of doing this, तुषार, yes everyone, कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं है, ठीक है, इस कोड को देखो, टेम्पलेट यही होने वाला है, दिस इज द टेम्पलेट, दिस इज द टेम्पलेट, यू इंक्रीज इट अगर कॉस्ट कम है, अगर ज्यादा हो गया, ठीक है, यू डिक्रीज इट, व्हाइल डिक्रीजिंग इट देखते रहना कि कहीं इक्वल हो गया, तो इक्वल हो गया तो स्टोर कर लेना और कंटिन्यू करते रहना, कीप कीप डूइंग दैट, ठीक है, कीप लाइक इस केस में करना होगा ग्रेटर देन और इक्वल टू, राइट, आई एम होपिंग यू गाइस कैन डू इट, ठीक है, आई एम लीविंग इट फॉर यू गाइस, ठीक है, अगर तुम्हें और क्लैरिटी चाहिए ना, जस्ट सी दिस क्वेश्चन, दिस इज आल्सो ग्रेट क्वेश्चन ऑन स्लाइडिंग विंडो, इसके लिए पढ़ने के लिए 1 मिनट देता हूँ, just read this question and tell me how this is a expand वाला question, यहाँ पे विंडो साइज कैसे होगी दिनेश, ठीक है, विंडो साइज वाला क्वेश्चन दैट इज द एक्चुअल स्लाइडिंग विंडो क्वेश्चन, ठीक है, बट इन स्लाइडिंग विंडो देयर आर, आई टोल्ड यू राइट, देयर आर एक्सपेंशन एंड श्रिंकिंग ऑप्शंस, राइट, वी आर डूइंग दैट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, did you, are you guys able to do this question, guys, how many of you want me to code it, this question, maximum consecutive ones, देखो इसमें like the question says you are given a binary array, ना मैं कोड करता हूँ, ठीक है, इट विल बी मच इजियर, ठीक है, लाइक ये क्वेश्चन देखो, यू आर गिवन अ बाइनरी अरे मतलब वंस और जीरोस है, राइट, सो यू आर गिवन अ इंटीजर k, written the maximum number of consecutive ones in the array you can flip at most k zeros, करेक्ट, सो इसमें ये बोलता है यू आर सपोज टू फाइंड मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ कॉन्सिक्यूटिव वंस इन द array, मतलब सबसे लंबा वंस कहाँ है, राइट, दैट इज व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड, ठीक है, बट इवन इफ देयर आर जीरोस you can consider कि वो zeros नहीं है till k, ठीक है, you can maintain a count because k variable k zeros को तुम let's assume कि I'm flipping k zeros को, I can flip it into 1, ठीक है, for example यहाँ पे k का value 3 हुआ तो I can flip all these into ones and this is will be my sub array with 1, correct, right, लेकिन k का value 2 है, so you will be flipping these two and you will be counting it, ठीक है, so सोचो 2 मिनट सोचना कितना अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, कितना अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, और कनेक्ट कर पाना, ठीक है, कनेक्ट करो दिस टू द दिस क्वेश्चन, इस क्वेश्चन में क्या कर रहे हैं, इस क्वेश्चन में वी आर कन्वर्टिंग वन character to other character and there's a cost associated to it. यहाँ पे you're flipping 0 into 1, there's a cost associated to it and there is a maximum cost limit. धर्मेंद्र देखो क्वेश्चन ये है कि you're given an array which is only having zeros and ones, ठीक है, only zeros and ones. You're given a value k represents, ठीक है, k represents number of zeros that can be flipped into ones. ones में कितना zeros flip कर सकते हैं हम, that is the question, right? So you're supposed to find what is the longest subarray with ones. Even there are zeros, k tak it is tolerable. Okay, you can see that they said that this is the longest subarray with the sums with ones because यहाँ पे दो zero है, right? You can tolerate up to 2 zeros because you can flip them into ones, right? So you need to decide which zeros you need to put based on whatever is the maximum length. Correct? Try to think. This is exactly the same question. This is exactly the same question. ठीक है? Same question as this. Try to connect the dots. यहाँ पे there's a cost, maximum cost. यहाँ पे there's a maximum cost. And you're flipping 0 to 1. It is taking the cost value 1. This is exactly the same question. Guys, 2 minutes दे रहा हूँ, सोचो. अभी समझ नहीं आया तो like we can discuss even after that. Guys, here we can convert those two consecutive zeros which are at the present to correct Dinesh. Okay, you can only convert two values, है ना, k, right? So here you converted. अच्छा, you're assuming you want me to convert 0 index 3 to make it 6. You can't because there are 3 zeros here, na? See this thing. If you want to convert this, what just happened? Amazon का कुछ खुल गया. I'm sorry. See, it is 1 1 1 and 0 0 and 0 1 1 1 1 0, right? So you can convert only two zeros, na? You convert these both and it will be the longest subarray. If you convert these two, then it will be only size of 5. If you convert these two, it will be a size of 6 here. Okay, even this will work, right? But you just need to decide which two. Okay, but you don't have to decide anything. You just need to take this as the maximum flip cost. Guys, कितने लोग को ये क्वेश्चन समझ ही नहीं आया या बिल्कुल ही मतलब like are you not able to connect it with that question? कितने लोग ऐसा है जिसको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है क्वेश्चन क्या है? नहीं आया ना? Okay, cool. See, let me explain the question and code it. It will be much clearer. Okay. So देखो, right now you are given a binary array of ones and zeros. You are given k value. This k value will represent how many zeros you can convert into one. Okay. You are supposed to find the maximum number of consecutive ones in the array. मतलब your kind, मतलब ये चीज पूछा, मतलब you are supposed to find the maximum length of subarray. ठीक है? Maximum length of subarray find करने बोला. ठीक है? Understand? बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है? So what I'll be doing is कि just listen to this. Key, I'll keep on moving. Okay, I'll be maintaining 2 pointers. I'll keep on moving. This will be start and this will be end, right? I'll keep on moving. Okay, I can move here, I can move here, and will be here. Still there is no cost, like k use nahi hua ab tak. I can move here. Even this could be considered as a array of 1, right? I can move here as well, okay, because k ka value is 2, okay. This is also valid sub array, correct? I'll just note the size, maximum length as 5, ml as 5. If I move here, this guy is exceeding. The count of zeros is more than k, right? So I'll try to decrease the size. How will I decrease the size? I'll decrease the start value. I'll increase the start value. कुछ नहीं हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ. I'll reach start will be here. Okay, then it will be again under k, correct? So I'll keep moving again, right? I'll be moving again. E यहाँ पे आएगा, E यहाँ पे आएगा, E यहाँ पे आएगा, E यहाँ पे आ गया. You can see 6 हो गया मेरा maximum length, right? And E यहाँ पे आएगा, then you'll realize कि again the count of zeros is exceeding the k value. ठीक है? So if it is exceeding the k value, I should decrease the size, right? So start pointer को वापस बढ़ाऊंगा, right? Start will be here. Now the number of zeros is 2 here, correct? So this will be again 6. 6 is 6. Don't you think this is the same question as that question? Correct? Right? देखो, understand it as कि वहां पे you're converting a into b, right? यहाँ पे you're converting 0 into 1. बस अगर 1 है तो 1 की तरह कन्वर्ट होने में कॉस्ट 0 लगता है. चलो मैं एक बार कोड कर देता हूँ, ठीक है? जिससे तुम लोग बहुत ही प्रो बन जाओगे, ठीक है? तो रुको, तो मैं ऐसे कोई काउंट मेंटेन करूंगा, लाइक काउंट आई कैन कॉल इट एज कॉस्ट और व्हाटएवर, राइट? सो इट इज इनिशियली 0, राइट? तो फिर स्टार्ट इंडेक्स होगा एक 0 के, एक एंड इंडेक्स होगा एक 0 के, राइट? एंड नाउ n वैल्यू इज इक्वल टू nums डॉट लेंथ, है ना? एंड आंसर होगा, लाइक आंसर को आई विल बी कॉलिंग इट एज मैक्स लेंथ. मैं बताया था ना, ऐसे ऐसे चलाना होगा, राइट? इफ सी लेट मी कॉल, अरे हाँ, माउस पर my mouse. या चलो, क्या हो रहा है? हाँ, so see, what I was saying कि अगर if at all nums of end is equals to 0, ठीक है, then I need to increase the count. You can call it as cost also if you want to get it very analogous with the previous question, right? So अगर count is equals to this particular, like if count exceeds my k value, ठीक है, then I need to write count exceeds my k value. तब प्रॉब्लम आएगा, तब तुमको श्रिंक करना पड़ेगा, राइट? व्हाट इज द श्रिंकिंग प्रोसीजर? कि इफ नम्स ऑफ स्टार्ट इज अ 0, ठीक है, ओनली देन काउंट में डिक्रीज होएगा, राइट? राइट? एंड यू डू स्टार्ट प्लस प्लस बस, राइट? सो एट दिस पॉइंट it's a valid array, right? It's a valid sub array with all ones or with zeros that are less than k, right? So I'll just do it as maximum length is equals to math dot max end minus start plus 1. बस बस इतना ही है कोड. देखो कितना कितने घंटे में हम लगाया, बट वी लर्नड दिस, लाइक आई मीन the code is very simple, right? It's the understanding that you are having, लाइक देखो, अगर कोई देखेगा इसको, एक लूप है, इसके अंदर एक लूप है, पीपल माइट टेंड टू से कि दिस एन एन स्क्वायर अप्रोच, बट इट्स नॉट एन एन स्क्वायर अप्रोच मैन। इसमें देखो एक एरे है वेयर देयर आर टू पॉइंटर्स दैट आर मूविंग, ठीक है, and this pointer is not dependent on this pointer, this is moving independently, right? So it's not an n square approach, it is a big of n approach with big of one space, correct? How cool thing we've learned, man. Like just see this, like kitna आंसर की जगह मैक्स, ओके, हाँ मैक्स लेंथ ही तो है, ओके आंसर लगना था, ओके आई एम सॉरी, तो आंसर आदत हो गई, आई एम सॉरी। सो गाइस, ये चीज समझ नहीं आया किसी को? is there anyone who is not understanding this? Like I'll just open a poll if you want, ठीक है, बट ये तो समझ जाना चाहिए, राइट? So let me just open a poll, काफी लंबा प्रोसीजर है पोल खोलना। Bro, you can get unmuted if you want, just raise your hand, I'll unmute you. I'm launching the poll, एक बार बताना कितने लोगों को समझ नहीं आया। Like this exactly like this, just see this, एक बार देखो, इसमें इसमें कॉस्ट की जैसे कैलकुलेट हो रहा है, राइट, एंड कॉस्ट इज एक्सीडिंग द मैक्स कॉस्ट टू डिक्रीजिंग, यहाँ पे भी सेम चीज कर रहे हैं हम, बट जीरो वन का फर्क है, राइट? इफ यू वांट मी टू ड्राई रन, श्योर, ठीक है, तो लाइक आई ऑलरेडी ड्राई रन दिस, आई गेस, राइट? k का वैल्यू 2 है, right? You s is here, e is here, right? E will move forward, e will move forward, e will move forward, ठीक है? यहाँ पे जीरो का काउंट is 1, ठीक है, 1 is less than k, so you'll move forward. It is 2, 2 is equals to 2, you will move forward. The moment you reach here, count is greater than the k value, correct? So अभी यहाँ तक you have the maximum length as 5, right? Count is 3, so you'll start to decrease the subarray, right? So you'll increase this as, you'll increase this as, you'll increase this as, you'll increase this as, only now the count of zeros came down to 2, now it is valid again, okay? So 5 is greater or 2 is greater? 5 is greater, so there won't be any change, you'll keep moving, okay? E will move forward, e is here, e is here, e is here, e is here, no problem, e is here, problem comes because count become 3, right? Again I need to increase the s, but when it reached here, the maximum value becomes 6, correct? मोहित एक बार अनम्यूट हो जाना यार, काफी like I'll explain you in a simpler manner, like I'm not getting where you got stuck, okay? If I'm able to read your mind, then like I can explain specifically that particular thing, okay, so that I can get you unclear. Want to unmute? You want to get unmuted? See bro, like if it is 1, I'm not doing anything, okay, I'm just increasing it because I want the maximum length, right? But the moment it is 0, right, you will increase the count of zeros, and the count of zeros should not exceed the k value. If it exceeds the k value, you need to bring it down, you need to bring it down by increasing the start value. अगर start value 0 है तब count को decrease करना। think, मोहित एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में, सोचना पड़ेगा। See, you're moving the end pointer as much as possible because you want the maximum length, right? But if it is 0, then you're maintaining a count the number of zeros because only two number of zeros can be flipped into ones, right? So, like if at all 0 exceeds, the count of 0 exceeds the k value, उस case में bro problem है, right? You need to decrease the count of 0. So you can't decrease it with the e value, right? You can only decrease it with s value, but you can't explore more, correct? For that reason, I am increasing the start value, and if at all it is 0, right, I'm removing it from the count. it is the same thing as this. यहाँ पे you're just finding the difference. यहाँ पे जीरो होना ही डिफरेंस है, बिकॉज जीरो को ही फ्लिप करते हैं. यहाँ पे you're just finding what is the difference between these two characters, but यहाँ पे like zero होना ही difference है because we are flipping zero, correct? The number of zeros present in that particular subarray, ठीक है, should not exceed k value. If it exceeds the k value, I need to decrease the subarray. But if it is less than the or equal to k value, you will just take whatever is the maximum length. देख math.max बताऊं यार, math.max कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है. Someone is asking about math.max. So this guy, see, math.max will take two variables, int a and int b, ठीक है. If a is greater than b, return a, else return b. This is a function. So देखो, अगर ये दोनों में से ज्यादा कौन सा है, that will be returned and that will be put into maximum length, ठीक है. Previously जो भी maximum था, is that the greater thing? और अभी जो whatever the subarray is formed right now because of start and end, is that more, ठीक है. Whichever is more, just put it into the maximum length. That is what math.max do. Cool. Guys, Mohit, is anyone present still who is not understanding this approach? Like I can't move forward without you guys confirming, okay? Like I received a lot of very less people who didn't understand in the poll, but still it matters. Mohit didn't reply yet. Mohit ka hai? Did he leave the class? Okay, okay. Mohit wants me to try run once more. ठीक है, bro. देखो ऐसा समझो कि you're maintaining 2 pointers, right? So you're just getting the count of zeros. ठीक है, if the count of zeros is exceeding the k value, ठीक है, if it is exceeding the k value, ठीक है, then it's your responsibility to bring it less than the k value. So you shrink the subarray by increasing the start value. But that is how I summarize this question. ठीक है, जितना काउंट जितना ज्यादा हो रहा है, के से ज्यादा हो गया, राइट? सो देन आई नीड टू डिक्रीज इट, ठीक है. कितने बार, लाइक डिक्रीज कैसे कर रहा हूँ? इफ इट इज जीरो, राइट, if it is zero, right, then I'll remove that, right? If it is one, even then I'm removing it. I'm getting my subarray short, but I want only k number of zeros. At max k number of zeros चाहिए, उससे ज्यादा नहीं, right? That is the procedure, ठीक है. So if you actually understood this, you will be understanding this as well. There's no much difference. Spend little time on this, ठीक है. You need to spend little time if still you're not understanding, ठीक है. So even then, if you didn't understand, then we can just have a separate session, or just you can like I'll just let you know if there is anything I can do. Like if it would be great if you had unmuted, but you're not willing to get unmute yourself. So let's move forward, ठीक है, ठीक है. So this question, man, minimum size subarray, this is exactly the same question like this, but the problem comes here is ki when you're finding the minimum length, right? So you can't keep on increasing the length value and ask for the minimum length, right? While you're decreasing the length, decreasing the subarray, then you need to ask what is the minimum length, correct? So that is the difference, ठीक है. I'm giving you this as homework. Do it. You guys can do it. I believe you, ठीक है. कर सकते हो, ये मुश्किल नहीं है, ठीक है. अगर नहीं कर पाए तो कल डिस्कस कर लेंगे. Okay, minimum number of swaps question. Okay, Mohit, we'll do that, ठीक है. Where is that minimum? Like I want to do this question also. We'll do it after that minimum swap. Okay, you guys are asking it. Okay, I think this is the question, right, guys? I think I opened that question somewhere. I'm not sure if it is in the portal or not. Cool. Um, Minimum number of swaps to sort an array. It's in GFG for sure. Okay, I'm not sure if it is present in the. Okay, so the question is ki, given an array of n distinct elements, find the number of swaps required to sort an array in the strictly increasing order. Okay, it's not very easy question. Okay, it's not a difficult question as well. Okay, it's on the portal. I can see portal तुम लोग पे छोड़ रहा हूँ करने के लिए because it's the same thing. ठीक है, now we can just focus on the logic. ठीक है, and it will be like you will be practicing it here as well, right? You can copy it, like you can do it on your own. So that's what I'm expecting and not doing it in the portal. ठीक है. So question क्या है? You have an array of n distinct elements. ठीक है, distinct elements है. Distinct elements का मतलब है कि no element is repeated. ठीक है. Now the question is कि how many minimum number of swaps are needed to sort this array? That is the question. ठीक है, तो ये क्वेश्चन ना, जस्ट सी दिस, एक बार देखना ये क्वेश्चन कि यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पे 8 है, यहाँ पे 5 है, यहाँ पे 4 है, राइट? द स्वैप, इफ यू स्वैप दीज टू थिंग्स, ठीक है, इट विल बी दिस पर्टिकुलर अरे. एक बार देखना क्या ध्यान से, मतलब सोल्यूशन कैसे बिल्ड करना है एक बार सोचो. तुषार विल सी. ठीक है, एक बार देखते हैं क्यों गलत हो रहा है. ठीक है, टाइम लिमिट एक्सीडेड इसीलिए आता है इफ यू आर स्टक इन अ लूप. ठीक है, पिच लूप, इनफाइनाइट लूप. ठीक है, तो एक बार कंडीशंस देखना कहाँ का लूप चल रहा है, इफ इट इज कूल और नॉट. ठीक है, ट्री मैप यूज मत करो प्लीज. ठीक है, ट्री मैप डिडंट टीच यू, डोंट यूज इट येट. व्हाटएवर इज अवेलेबल विद यू, ट्राई टू डू इट. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन को मेरे दिमाग में एक सॉल्यूशन आ रहा है, एक बार देख के बताना if I'm correct or wrong. Let me just take another example and just see if that solution is correct or wrong. Okay, if you have 10, if you have 19, if you have 6, if you have 3, 5, right? So you can see that what is the sorted value of this? This is 3, 5, 6, 10 and 19. Correct? अच्छा, यहाँ पे 2 लग रहा है. Swap these two and swap these two. Correct? What I am saying is, guys, just tell me, like, जो values same position पे है ना, उसको कोई चेंज नहीं करना पड़ना चाहिए. Then only you can get the minimum values. And you can see that this is in the correct position. There is no change in this. Only then you can get the minimum swaps. Do you agree? See, the question is, Arya, the question is you're given an array, you're supposed of n distinct elements. You're supposed to tell us how, you're not supposed to sort it, you're just supposed to tell us minimum number of swaps. Just supposed to tell what are the minimum number of swaps. Minimum number of swaps to sort it. तुम देखो ये कह रहे हैं इसको सॉर्ट करने के लिए you need to just do one swap, right? So I'm just saying, guys, to get the minimum number of swaps, what I feel is कि whatever is in the correct position, you don't disturb that. Correct? You can see that you're not disturbing 6 here, you're not disturbing 2 here, you're not disturbing 5 here. Do you guys agree with this? ठीक है? Okay, that is one thing which I observed. The second thing what I'm thinking is कि just see this कि if I had created a sorted version of this, ठीक है, मतलब if this is an array A, if I copied all the elements of A into B and then sort it, it will be looking like this. Agreed? Right? So at that point, okay, I'll just check key this guy is supposed to be here, okay, this guy is supposed to be here, okay. So why don't I just swap that guy wherever he is with this guy? Matlab, at each step I'll go to each step and I'll fix whatever that person, wherever that person is supposed to be, okay. Matlab, I'm here, okay, I'll see that, yeah, 2 is supposed to be in this position, so cool, I won't disturb 2. I'll see here 8 is not supposed to be in this position, but he is here, okay. So which guy is supposed to be here, okay, I'll just swap it with him, with the 4. 4 is supposed to be here, right? So how will I know 4 is supposed to be here? I'll see this particular array. But how will I know where the 4 is here? For that, I can use a hash map. Element, key value pair mein, element and its index. 4 is present at this particular index. So just swap these two. So I'll just swap this. 4 will be here, 5 will be here, 8 will be here, right? And I'll see 5 is here, same. 8 is here, same. So just one swap. Correct, Dipendu. Correct. But did you guys understand my approach? कि कैसे कर रहा हूं मैं? किसी, I'll create a sorted array. ठीक है? I'll just see कि is this guy supposed to be here? If not, who is supposed to be here? So just find where he is here in this array by using the hash map जो पहले generate कर लिया. I'll just swap that particular index and this particular index, swap it. ठीक है? And you are at that position only. Correct? इसमें देखना. Let's talk about this. Let me just erase all these things. Let me just erase all these things. Okay. So let us assume कि what I'm saying is basically let me just write it on the PPT to be saved. It won't be saved. Okay. Got hanged. I think this is the only approach which I'm able to think, and it is complying with the with this thing. Okay. The brute force approach is going to be कि you are searching for that element in this array. Okay, that will be the brute force approach. But right now, what I feel is that this particular approach is cool enough for us to get the minimum number of swaps. Okay, so let me just note it down somewhere. All right, let me just open the PPT. I'm sorry, the late ho gaya. Okay, so what we have is we have 10, we have 19, we have 6, we have 3, we have 5, right? So what I'm thinking is I'll be creating a hash map which will be saying 10 is at 0 initially, 19 is at 1, 6 is at 2, 3 is at 3, and 5 is at 4, right? Now I'll create another array with the same values but sorted. Okay. Now I'll see what value is supposed to be here, man. 3 is supposed to be here, some other guy is here. So I'll just see where is 3. It is at the third index. So I'll just swap, like now I'll be iterating through this. This is I. Okay. So here 3 is supposed to be here. I'll be checking here. 3 is supposed to be here, but 3 is not present. But where is the 3 present? 3 is present at this index. So swap this and that. Okay. So this is one swap. I'll just mark 1. Okay. ये 3 हो गया, ये 10 हो गया. Right? I will be reaching here. Okay. Which value is supposed to be here? 5 is supposed to be here, but 19 is here, right? So I'll just see where is 5. 5 is at 4th index. So swap 5 and this number, right? It is going to be 19. It is going to be 5. Okay. Another swap. So plus 1, right? So 6 is supposed to be here. 6 is here. 10 is supposed to be here. 10 is here. 19 is supposed to be here. 19 is here. हो गया, just 2 swaps and I found it. Yeah, graph question. See, can we do without direct sort? Bro, like right now with the things take it with the hash map and with the sorting algorithms, this is the thing, and this is the thing I'm able to teach you guys. Okay, so like if you feel that this is a graph question, okay, so graph question, don't like graph is not taught yet. Okay, so like understand it as an cycle. Okay, you can see that it's a cycle, right? So us case mein we do it in a different way. Okay, right now this is what you guys will be understanding, and this is the correct approach. Okay, you can see that this is complying with the time and space complexity as well. Just look at it. यहाँ पे बोला time complexity is supposed to be n log n and space complexity is supposed to be big of n. Correct, guys? Are you following with what I'm saying, what I'm doing? Arya, they said that n log n is permittable, right? So this is how I do it. First approach is just save it in a hash map, index के साथ. Second approach, create a sorted array with same elements. Right? So create a sorted array with same elements. Okay? And then compare, keep which value is supposed to be here. Where is that value? Swap that value. Okay? And see this thing carefully. Okay? Even after you swap, it's not necessary that, let me take another example. Like this example is too straightforward. So this was the example previously. Let me take an example where you need to do 3 swappings. Okay? So not just straightforward. Let me take another example like this. Okay, see this. This is a usual example, right? Let me think. यहाँ पे 5 है, यहाँ पे 19 है, and यहाँ पे 10 है, and यहाँ पे we have 3 and we have 5. Let me take this example. ये example को ध्यान से देखना guys. So like hash map is going to be this one. Just see this. Don't spam in the chat. Just see this. This is the hash map which I created, and this is the sorted array which I created. Why hash map? We can do it by linear search after sorting. Bro, if you're doing the linear search, okay, like it will be an n square approach, correct? Because you don't know at which index that particular thing is present, right? So this is the actual array. This is the dummy array which I have created, right? This is the helper array, right? So here यहाँ पे 3 का है, तुम्हें find करने के लिए n time लगेगा. यहाँ पे 5 का तुम्हें find करने के लिए you will take an n time, right? To reduce that, you are using a hash map. Correct? No, it will be n square. Try to think how. Okay? Now try to see this, guys. If you are at this position, okay, यहाँ पे 3 is supposed to be there, but 19 is there. Okay. So where is 3? 3 is present at index 3. So you'll swap these two things. Okay. 3 will be here and 19 will be here. Do you think this is sufficient? Guys, don't you think like I'm here now, let me just tell you, 5 and 10, right? So I'll be saying ki 5 should be here, but 10 is here. So I'll be swapping these two things. Okay. So where is 5? 5 is at 4. So I'll just go and swap it with this particular thing. You got it. Again, यहाँ पे कोई problem नहीं. यहाँ पे problem है. See this. यहाँ पे 10 is supposed to be here. ठीक है? But 19 is here. So I'll just check up where is the 10 value. Here यहाँ पे बोलेगा कि 10 is at index 1. ठीक है? लेकिन index 1 में swap हो गया पहले. Correct? Are you getting what I'm saying, guys? Right? So every time the swap happens, ठीक है, update it in the hash map. ठीक है, पहला swap यहाँ हुआ था 10 और 3 के बीच में. ठीक है, so 10 जहां था 3 will be there and 3 जहां था this will be there. You need to swap this as well. Do you guys agree with this thing? I'm sorry, 19 or 3 के बीच में swap हुआ ना, so you'll update that thing as well. You just don't What happened? Shit. It's lagging a little. Okay. So what I'm saying is ki 3 will be pointed at 3, right? And 5 will be pointed at 4, right? And the moment you can see that 19 is swapped with 3, you'll be swapping these values as well. So this will be pointed to 0. The next time you come here, you'll be getting the actual value where it is present. Okay. 10 ke liye bhi you'll do the same thing. 5 is present at 4 and this guy will be at 4, right? Now, the next time you see where is the 10, then you'll reach here in the hash map and you'll see that it is at the index 4. So swap it with the index 4. That's what you do. यहाँ पे 10 आएगा, यहाँ पे 19 आएगा. तो इस केस में you're taking 3 swaps. Mohit, अगर समझ नहीं आया तो just unmute yourself. I'll explain only to you so that like wherever you got stuck, it will be much clear for me. ठीक है? What I am saying is, देखो simple. Let me just summarize it again. ठीक है? Create a hash map with the value and index. ठीक है? Create a sorted array of the same values. ठीक है? Different sorted array. Keep iterating and check which value is supposed to be here. ठीक है? Just go to that index by looking into the hash map and swap it. Okay, and update it in the hash map as well. Now, because this value might not be present there only, it might be present somewhere else. So maybe when the time comes for this particular element, okay, at that time I need to check it in the hash map. So I'll update it again. Correct? Are you guys getting it? ठीक है? तो मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ कि I just तो देखो I summarized it. ठीक है? So you have maintained an array. And like that particular array, you'll be doing like you'll be creating the hash map, you'll be creating a sorted array, and you'll be checking which element is supposed to be here. उस element को उस index के से hash map से bring it here, ठीक है? While bringing it here, ठीक है? While bringing it here, ये देखना कि like update it in the hash map as well. जिसको भेज रहे हो ना उस पोजीशन पे, उसका भी इंडेक्स ये होना चाहिए, राइट? तो जस्ट मार्क इट, जस्ट एक्सचेंज इट इन द हैश मैप एज वेल, सो दैट नेक्स्ट टाइम जब उसका रिक्वायरमेंट आएगा, वील बी लुकिंग अप इट इन द हैश मैप. बस यही है. आई कैन जस्ट टेक अप एन एग्जांपल एंड टेल यू, इट विल बी मच क्लियर. ठीक है? या आई विल कोड इट, अरुंधति, श्योर. ठीक है, आई विल कोड इट. ठीक है? सो क्या करें, कोड करके शैल वी गो टू ईट और शैल वी गो नाउ एंड शैल वी कोड? कोड सर देन ब्रेक. ठीक है? ठीक, कोड ऐसा. ओके, कूल. तो इतना इतना रिक्वेस्ट आ गया, सो लेट्स कोड इट. ठीक है? सो अब देखो क्या होने वाला है कि आई वांट टू कोड इट, राइट? सो क्या करने वाला हूँ मैं? बेसिकली आई विल बी जस्ट फर्स्ट अप्रोच. लेट मी थिंक कैसे करते हैं इसको. फर्स्ट मुझे आई नीड टू create a hash map, right? And then I need to create another temporary array kind of thing. Okay, so let me mark it as A. Okay, so that it will be easier for me. And let me just create a temp. Okay, so देखो temp. Let me create a temp array which is of the size n only. N क्या है? N is the size of this element dot length. ठीक है? उसके बाद क्या होने वाला है ना, temp है, n है, right? Now let me copy all these elements into temp. But there's some function to copy it. Arrays dot कुछ copy of range ऐसे कुछ होता है, सीख लेना, but I won't use it. Right? I copied it. Now let me sort it. I sorted it. Sort भी हो गई, right? अभी क्या करने वाला हूँ? Sort हो गया. Now let me create a hash map. You know how to create a hash map? You guys are pros in that. Right? I've created a hash map. Now in this hash map, आई विल बी स्टोरिंग ऑल द एलिमेंट्स, ठीक है। तो ये चीज मैं पहले कर सकता हूँ ना, व्हेन आई एम कॉपिंग इट ओनली देयर आई कैन डू इट, है ना। सो लेट मी जस्ट लाइक wherever I'm copying, ठीक है, I'll just put mp dot put that value against its index. Is this correct, guys? Is the syntax correct? Is everything correct? Tell me. ठीक है, तो देखो हो गया। Like I created two things. One is the hash map, which is having all the indexes, and the other thing is an array which is sorted, ठीक है, जिसको हम रेफरेंस में लेकर पता करेंगे कि यहाँ पे क्या होने वाला है, right? Now comes the traversal, like that is just the setup part. Now comes the traversal, ठीक है। तो देखो लाइक गाइस, आई डोंट हैव द होल सॉल्यूशन इन माय माइंड व्हाइल आई एम कोडिंग, ठीक है। मैं पीस बाय पीस कर रहा हूँ। देखो पहले मैंने क्या किया, पहले मैंने सोचा कि एक कॉपी करना है, उसको सॉर्ट करना है, वो कर दिया। उसके बाद मैं हैश मैप को लिया, उसको किया, राइट। सो इफ यू हैव अ सॉल्यूशन इन योर माइंड, ठीक है, कोड होने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोड को लिखते जाओगे, सॉल्यूशन को छोटा छोटा पार्ट में कन्वर्ट करके कोड को लिखते जाओगे, राइट। तो इट्स नॉट कि पूरा ही कोड तुम्हारे दिमाग में होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता, कभी याद भी नहीं रखता मैं कोई कोड, मैं इम्प्रॉम्प्ट कोड करता हूँ, राइट। सो आई जस्ट ब्रोक इट इनटू पार्ट्स, कि पहले मुझे एक एरे बनाना होगा, फिर मुझे हैश मैप बनाना होगा, फिर दोनों को कंबाइन कर दिया, ये बन गया। फिर अभी मुझे ट्रैवर्स करना होगा। जब ट्रैवर्स करना होगा, मैं ट्रैवर्स के बारे में सोचूंगा, राइट। जब मैं हैश मैप बनाने के लिए होऊंगा, तब मैं हैश मैप के बारे में सोचूंगा, इन दैट वे, राइट। तो चलो लेट्स सी इफ a of, shall I move forward? हेलो, राइट। अगर a अगर टेम्प से इक्वल नहीं है, उसी में तो डिस्प्यूट है, करेक्ट। इफ a of i is not equals to temporary, जो सॉर्टेड वैल्यू है, राइट। टेम्पररी आई का मतलब है कि दैट इज द एलिमेंट वेयर इट इज सपोज टू बी, राइट, है ना, करेक्ट। तो इस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन है, राइट। सो आई नीड टू स्वैप इट, ठीक है। स्वैप का एक फंक्शन लिख सकता हूँ जो ये काम कर देगा, वरना स्वैप का फंक्शन ही लिख दूंगा, आई थिंक इट्स बेटर, या इट विल बी मच सिंपलर फॉर यू गाइस, ठीक है। So let me just make it as public void swap. This guy will take an array, and this guy will take an I, and this guy will take an int I, j, right. This guy, what he does is he'll take a temp variable, he'll put a of I inside it, ठीक है। फिर a of I equals to a of j, ठीक है। फिर a of j is nothing but temp, right. This is the swap function, right. Now I'll be swapping I and j, ठीक है। If I want to swap, I'll call this function, ठीक है। Now let me swap, ठीक है। लेट मी मेक अनदर वेरिएबल जो काउंट बताएगा, आंसर इज 0, दिस विल टेल मी हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ स्वैप्स आर हैपेंड, ठीक है। अभी एक स्वैप होने वाला है, राइट। सो आई विल जस्ट डू आंसर प्लस प्लस। व्हाट इज द स्वैप? स्वैप इज बिटवीन द टेम्प वेरिएबल एंड द करंट वेरिएबल, राइट। मतलब टेम्प पे जो वैल्यू है उसका करस्पॉन्डिंग इंडेक्स दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एरे, राइट। सो लेट मी जस्ट कॉल स्वैप of a of swap of a between I and mp dot get temp of I, right. So what is this thing doing? See, this is a is nothing but array which you're passing, in which you want the swap. You're swapping the ith element, and you're swapping the actual element wherever it is present. You're getting it from this particular thing, mp dot get hash map se nikal raha ho, right. Wherever it is present, I'm just swapping that element with this element. मतलब at this particular position element आ चुका है, right. If you assume this as a answer, 5 is 2 and 4 is 3, right. So you are here, right, and the sorted values are these, right. So you can see that this one and this one, both of them are same, so they won't be any swap. यहाँ पे आया and you can see that 4 होना चाहिए, right. So you'll swap this value with 4, ठीक है। So where is 4? You'll look into the hash map, it is at the index 3, ठीक है। index 3 और this index दोनों को swap करो, right. It is going to be 4, it is going to be 8, बस, राइट। यू कैन डू दैट थिंग, स्वैप के अंदर आंसर प्लस प्लस कर सकता हूँ, राइट। लेकिन उसके लिए मैं इसीलिए नहीं कर रहा बिकॉज आंसर को आई नीड टू डिक्लेयर इट आउटसाइड दिस फंक्शन, ठीक है। दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम, आंसर यहाँ पे स्टार्ट हुआ, राइट? दिस कैन नॉट बी पास्ड इनटू स्वैप, राइट? तो स्वैप आउट ऑफ द स्कोप हो जाएगा, करेक्ट? तो स्वैप हो गया, बट दिस अनदर थिंग व्हिच आई टोल्ड, लाइक नाउ यू नीड टू अपडेट द हैश मैप एज वेल, ठीक है? यू कैन जस्ट लीव द हैश मैप, राइट? So I'll update the hash map, ठीक है? So what I should update the hash map में mp dot put temp of I against I, right? अभी temp of I जहां भी है, right? Let me just write it again so that you guys will be clear, ठीक है? तो 4 यहाँ होना चाहिए था, right? Temp of I is 4, right? So 4, like this is 0 1 2 3, like you swapped these two things, ठीक है? So it is 8 here and this is 4 here, right? So temp of I is at I, correct? This statement is correct. But what about A of I, right? This guy went to this particular thing, that is this particular this particular thing, right? Guys, एक बार सोचो, wherever this particular thing is, for example in the hash map it is 0, 8 is 1, 5 is 2 and 4 is 3, right? Initially this was the thing, right? But since you swapped them, ठीक है? Temp of I is at I, this is correct. But what about the other candidate? जो भी other candidate था, A of I need to store him because I don't know where he went, right? So I'll just store him somewhere. Like I'll just call it as X equals to A of I. ठीक है? Now X will be at which position? The position which initially he was, right? You just updated this particular thing. You just updated this to be I, correct? You just updated this to be I, right? So before updating it, I need to update this into मतलब A value into this 3. This need to be done before this, right? So I'll just put it here. mp dot get tm, right? So you're just getting this value wherever it is, okay? That particular index, which is 3. I'm just putting it against the actual index, that is 3x, right? Then I'm just putting this value, whichever current value, the correct value is, okay? That correct value, I'm just putting it with the value of index I. This is how the swapping is happening. I'm swapping this before line 48. Okay, correct. So see, this is the swapping that I'm doing. Okay, I've just stored this A of I because A of I will be lost. Okay, फिर I'm just pointing it to the previous position जहाँ पे ये swap हो गया था. Now इस element को इस like I पे डाल दिया. Right? This is the actual element, correct element. Correct element को I पे डाल दिया और जो हमारा A of I है उसको इसका temp पे डाल दिया. So this is how I'm doing it. बस इतना ही है कोड. You need to think कि how I'm swapping it, ठीक है? Because the order matters, ठीक है? Because this will be line number 48 समझा दो, okay? So line number 48 में see bro, A of I है is in X, ठीक है? So A of I को I am putting it, ठीक है? So let us assume only this में hash map है, ठीक है? इस hash map में तुम देख सकते हो कि temp of I is 4, ठीक है? देखो temp of I is 4 and A of I is 8, ठीक है? So I just stored it into X, right? And I swapped these positions, ठीक है? I just swapped these positions, but in the hash map the positions remain the same. Hash map में ऐसे ही है, तो hash map में भी change करना है ना, तो इसके लिए what I'm doing is कि x को put it against this value, that is like put this before, ठीक है? Put x against mp dot get of temp I, मतलब temp I is this one, still it is temp I, right? So wherever this one was previously, just put 8 against that value, ठीक है? And the second thing, temp I को just put it against the current I, that is 1, wherever the swap happened. So in this way you swapped this thing as well. By you swapped here in the hash map as well. Correct? Are you getting it, guys? Okay, at I it is sorted, right? by moving forward, you might not be having a sorted value. So for that reason, you're doing it. Okay, let me just run it. Let me just return the code. Let me just run it. So I think it is complying with the constraints. Okay, that is n log n and n, right? Can we do I equals to I minus 1? So if you want to check for the same element, I don't think there's any need to do that because you already sorted it, right? So at I position, it is sorted. Okay, the position of I, it is sorted completely. Okay, so you need to move forward only. You can't just you don't have to check it again. Okay, so this is the question, guys. This is how I did it. Okay, using hash map. Okay, the only logic here is which element is supposed to be there. Is that element present? If not, swap it from wherever it is present. Bas. Okay. So I'll send this code, but meanwhile, if you want to think, you can think on this. Okay. I'll send this code. I'm putting every day the code. Okay. So it's already 15. Okay. So I think we'll be back by 10:33. Okay. Have your lunch. Okay. Whoever didn't do, and जिसको questions करना है, try these questions whichever I just left. Okay. Can try out this question. This is a portal question. This is a good question. Okay, which we'll be doing after coming. Okay, you can code it here as well, right? You can think of this question. This is a very good question on hash map and sliding window. Okay, so these questions are really good. Okay, try these. Okay, weekend pay. देखो, if we keep the contest, okay, then Sunday will be used to discuss that contest, right? So मैं सोच रहा हूँ Sunday को to teach you guys the Qs and DQs which was left in the module 2. ठीक है? So like mostly ये नहीं होने वाला, weekend पे test नहीं होने वाला, right? So I'll be teaching you Qs and DQs, ठीक है? On Sunday, ठीक है? Just decide some time, रात को करना है कि दोपहर में करना है, ठीक है? Based on that we'll do it, ठीक है? ठीक है? Let's see. I'll be back after having lunch, ठीक है? You guys continue, ठीक है? Doing the questions, right? So अगर तुम्हें ब्रेक लेना, you can take break and एक बार सोचना इसके बारे में, how am I swapping these two things, ठीक है? This is the only trickier part. The rest of all the things are same, right? I'm sorry guys, कुछ हो गया, like there's some bug and I had to leave. So are you guys there? Hello? So yeah, hi. Thanks for being there. Um, but then there's some bug and like I had to join again, and when I joined, it was showing some blank error. Okay, no worries. Like when did I leave the class? What happened exactly? Same time पे. Okay, I'm sorry. ठीक है. So I think we have done this question, right? The sorting question, right? So I hope there's no doubts in this. Okay. So like let me revise it once. We are using two things. One is the hash map to store the element and its index, and there's another array which I'm using to there's another array which I'm using to store the sorted elements. And at each position, I'm just checking ki if no logic is clear. Okay. Okay. Comma रखना use करो. No logic is clear. तो ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा. So yeah, so we'll sort the values and we'll just check ki if that value is at that position only. If not, then you'll swap. Okay. And you know how to swap, right? So you'll use the swap function, and then you'll be swapping the values in the hash map as well. This is the only thing that might be looking a little thing tricky for you, but it's nothing. Okay, 4 is pointing to 2, so 8 is pointing to 2 हो तो दोनों को swap करेंगे. इसको 2 बनाएंगे, इसको 3 बनाएंगे. Because in future, if you're searching for this value, it should be, we should know where it is present because of the swapping, right? Correct? ठीक है? Shall we move forward? Hello? तो खाना वाना हो गया? आगे बढ़े? ठीक है. Try custom input 4 3 2 1. ठीक है. 4 3 2 1. If you want me to try it for 4 3 2 1, एक बार कर लेते हैं. 4 3 2 1 है ना? So ये देखना, 4 will be pointing to 0, 3 will be pointing to 1, 2 will be pointing to 2, 1 will be pointing to 3, right? Now 1 2 3 4 is the answer, right? So now क्या होने वाला है? It is not equal. So where is 4? Where is 1 present? 1 is present at 3. So swap them, right? So 1 will be here and 4 will be here. So इसको 0 कर देना and इसको 1 कर देना, right? And 1 swap, right? फिर यहाँ पे आओ, where is 2 present? 2 is present at 2 index, right? So swap them, 2 index and first index, right? So you can just swap them and it will be like यहाँ पे it will be 2 and it will be 3, right? So and obviously these things will be swapped up, right? This will be 2 and this will be 1, right? I mean this is 3, right? So yeah, it is correct, right? Within 2 swaps, I'm able to do it. So this is how we do it. ठीक है. चलो लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. ठीक है, अभी भी डाउट है तो थोड़ा ध्यान से सोच लेना. ठीक है. Then let's do this question. Is there any other question you want me to do, guys? Rennie has asked me this question, I guess. uh, I mean this question regarding minimum swaps, that it is from many days pending, so we did it. ठीक है, ऐसा कोई question है which is pending for you guys, we tried a lot and you're not able to do it, do let me know. This is also a simple question. ठीक है, smaller than triplet sum. We can do this today if you want, right? So let me just do this. Let's not debate much. Okay, let me just do it. Okay. Here we have this thing called maximum sum array, right? So there's a famous question, very famous question. इसका नाम भी है cadence algorithm करके, which we are going to learn. Okay. So just read this question once and do let me know if you're not understanding. Okay, I'll teach you this question in a minute. Okay. So 1 minute to read this question. जो भी screen में वो पढ़ लेना. I hope you guys read this. ठीक है? No, it can be done with 2 pointer sliding window. Yeah, it is, but there is a certain way to do it. You can understand it as sliding window only, but there's a different thing. Okay? So देखो, this question has both negative elements and positive elements. ठीक है? Guys, this question contains both negative elements as well as positive elements. Do you agree? Right? So देखो, the basic question, मतलब question basically says is कि you, like, let me just copy this into my PPT. Let me just write something. Okay. So what cadence algorithm? So obviously, what is the base? What is the approach like you're getting in your mind? Tell me the approach you're getting in your mind to do this. The basic brute force approach using two loops, right? Big of n square, right? So you'll be starting at point and you'll keep on going, and wherever like you'll go till the end, and whichever is larger, you'll just store. Again, you start from here and you'll keep on going, right? So it is n square approach, correct, guys? Hello, why there's no responses? The brute force approach is n square approach, correct? Yeah. So, okay, but I want to do it even in less, that is big of n. Okay. So how do I do it? That is the question. Okay. So how do I do it is, I'll just have these elements. Do let me know if you're not understanding. Okay. So if you have elements like 5, -3, whatever, right? So what you will be doing is, what cadence algorithm says is, key, just take a sum variable, which is 0, take a maximum sum, which will be noting whichever is the maximum sum, which is initially int minimum, right? So see this properly, right? So what we'll be doing is, it's all about include this element or don't include this element. Okay? I mean to say, okay? I mean to say, if you are at this position, okay? Yeah. So if you are at this position, okay, you'll include it into the sum. Okay, sum is 0. You'll include it. It's sum -2, right? Now you will, max sum will be -2 only, right? Because it is int minimum. It is better than that. Okay, -2. But okay, but like understand it as a सब array sum. ठीक है, मतलब यहाँ तक का सब array का sum -2 आया, right? What your goal is to find maximum sum, correct, guys? You're supposed to find the maximum sum, correct? So like this is the sub array sum, right? मतलब sub array sum. If you are including one more element, ठीक है, doesn't matter if it's a positive or negative element. If this particular sum is negative, if this sum is sum is negative, do you think by adding one more element, doesn't matter if it's positive or negative element, okay, you will just get a lower value, correct? देखो यहाँ पे -2 है, obviously sum में -2 रखना चाहिए, right? But it's all about including, ठीक है? Like cadence algorithm ये बोलता है कि either start from this position or and keep moving, or just leave this and start from this position, right? So what I'm saying is, you're adding, you have -2 here, and देखो, like -2 plus -3 is -5, right? So which is definitely a less value than -2, right? But what if I just left it? मैं बोलूंगा कि I don't want this because I'm having a negative value, and having a negative value is better than not having it. Like not better than not having it. Okay? Not having any value is better than having a not negative value. बस ठीक है. So you'll just stop it here, you'll make it 0 again, okay, and then you'll start here from here. You can see that it is -3. Yes, and you'll be taking whichever is maximum sum. Do you agree that -3 is better than -5? Yes. So I just didn't take this whole as a subarray. Now you're not supposed to find the length of the subarray. You're not supposed to find which is the largest subarray, right? You're supposed to find the maximum sum, correct? Right? So what you'll do is you'll just take whatever is maximum. अगर नेगेटिव है तो नहीं लेंगे उसको, लेंगे ही नहीं, डजेंट मैटर, मतलब डजेंट मैटर क्या है, हम उसको लेंगे ही नहीं अगर नेगेटिव है तो. अब तक नेगेटिव दे रहा है तो भाई रहने दो, दूर हटो मेन से, राइट? सो देखो नाउ सम इज हियर, ठीक है, दिस इज दिस. अगेन यू कैन सी दैट if you decide to include this subarray, ठीक है, if you decide to include this subarray and if you add this, this is 1, right? So I just make it 0. I don't want this array, man. Like I don't want any negative value. So I'll start from here only. This is my starting of the subarray. Right now my sum is 4. And at every point you'll be maximizing the sum. It is 4. Okay. Now the question is, do you want to include this or not? Okay. So what will you do? Will you include this or not? You will include it. Okay. Because right, maybe यहाँ पे -4 है, आगे जाके -5 हो सकता है, right? I can't skip this. ठीक है? So are you getting what I'm saying? यहाँ पे 4 है, यहाँ पे -1 है, यहाँ पे 5 हो सकता है, right? So if at all the array is this one, ठीक है? So if you are adding this, if you're including this, only then you can include this, correct? So you at times you need to include the negative element, ठीक है? So that overall the value will be higher, right? If at all you didn't include this, then it will be 4 or it will be 5, correct? So I should be including any value unless it is a negative value. मतलब पूरा totally negative हो रहा है, right? So I'll include this. Sum will become 3 and this won't get updated. I'll include this as well. ठीक है? I'll include this as well, and it is what? It is 1. Still it's fine. This subarray is having the sum as 1, right? I'll include this as well. Now the sum is 2. I'll include next value as well. That is 7, right? Now I'll update 7 as the maximum sum, right? You will just check this every time. Okay, maximum sum is 7, right? And then you'll add this one as well. It is 4. Okay, so cool. At the end you got answer as 5. So let me summarize this. You start from a point, keep summing it up. Okay, keep summing it up. Whichever, like however large it will go, let it go, let it go. Keep the taking maximum value. But the moment you find the whole subarray as a negative value, adding a negative value to any value, either it's a negative or it's a positive, will only decrease it. So make it 0. Matlab just break that complete subarray from it, and again start from the next element. That is cadence algorithm. Slowly repeat करो एक और बार, देखो. हाँ, slowly repeat करने दो मुझे, ठीक है? एक iterator होगा which will be moving from each element to from one first element to the last element, ठीक है? Now that iterator first will assume that this is an element that is present in my answer, ठीक है? And I'll keep on adding the values. ये value add करो, ये value add करो, ये value add करो, ये value add करो. In that way I'm adding all the values, ठीक है? And ठीक है, मतलब I kind of making a subarray, right, of values of the sum, ठीक है? And at every point I'll be taking maximum sum of it. I'll maintain a variable which is taking the maximum sum out of it, ठीक है? But the moment, ठीक है, if my, like if at all this is an array, the moment like you're increasing, the value might be increasing, ठीक है? The moment the subarray sum becomes less than 0, ठीक है? The moment subarray sum becomes less than 0, ठीक है, कम हो जाएगा, less than 0 हो जाएगा, ठीक है? What you're going to do is, the moment it is less than 0, ठीक है, you'll just stop searching for more, क्योंकि like adding this negative to any positive value, ठीक है, that will only reduce my value, ठीक है? So I'll just stop this and I'll start from here, from the next value. That is what cadence algorithm is, ठीक है? So let me take another example for your convenience, ठीक है? यहाँ पे देख लेना. We have another example like -2, 1, -3, 4, -1, 2, 1, -5, 4. ठीक है, let's see. The sum is initially -2. maximum sum is also -2, right? So since it is negative, ठीक है, मतलब this array sum is negative, ठीक है, so leave it, make it 0 only, start from here, it is 1, so I'll mark it as 1, right? Now add this thing, okay, it is -2 again, right? So I'll leave this as well. Now I'll start from here, right? I'll start from here. So see, यहाँ पे -2 है, -2 को if you add 4 it will be 2 only, right? But if you leave this thing behind and start from here, it will be 4, ठीक है? Now it is 4, right? So cool, your final answer will be also 4, right? You'll include -1 because like you keep on moving, okay, you'll include -1 because it is not a negative value, right? So it is a 3 adding to any value, it's fine, okay. Now I'll include 2 as well, it is 5. I'll include 1 as well, it is 6, है ना? 6 आया, ठीक है. I'll include -5 as well because it is 1. 1 is still a positive number, this whole array still it's a positive number, right? So I'll include this whole array, right? And then I'll include 4, it is 5, right? At the end, यहाँ पे 6 आया, तो 6 will be the maximum value, right? 6 will be the maximum value. But are you seeing कि till it is not a negative number, you will keep on including the values, ठीक है? Because बढ़ते जाएगा. The moment it becomes a negative value, you'll stop. That is the cadence algorithm. If there are no positive elements, I think this approach will fail. It will work. It will work. I'll tell you how. Okay. So let me give me an example of all the negative elements. Okay. अगर -1 हो गया, नहीं -1 नहीं, -11 हो गया, -22 हो गया, some -5 हो गया, -3 हो गया, some value like -4 हो गया, -1 हो गया, -6 हो गया, ठीक है? This is cool. Shall I do it with this? Right? So देखो maximum sum में, that's the reason why I put as int minimum. ठीक है? Int minimum मतलब इससे minimum कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता, right? So let me take a sum. Sum is -11. ठीक है? Yes, I agree that it's a minus value, ठीक है? But I'll still update it because int minimum से तो better है, right? Then I'll make it 0 for the next time. Like it's about next time, na? Do you want to include the next element? Then only this question comes, correct? So I'll make it 0, right? So I'll make it 0, so it will be -22. This is not even better, okay? So I'll make it 0. I'm here. The subarray is this -5. Yes, -5 is better than -11, so my editor is -5. Right? I'm at this position. I'll make it 0 because it's better to not have any elements than a negative element. Right? It is -3. Right? So yeah, again -3 will be reduced. ठीक है? अब -4 हो जाएगा, right? इसके बाद -1 हो जाएगा, 0, okay, right? So this value will be -1, right? उसके बाद -6 होगा, correct? So this will be -6. But did you see the maximum subarray is nothing but -1, guys? You will return only this value. It's an integer that you're going to return, correct? तो हर पॉइंट पे तुम एलिमेंट्स को इंक्लूड करोगे, इंक्लूड करोगे, इंक्लूड करोगे. अगर पूरा ही नेगेटिव हो गया, अगर और इंक्लूड करोगे तो वैल्यू कम ही होगा ना, तो उससे बेटर इंक्लूड ही मत करो. दैट इज द आइडिया ऑफ कैडेंस एल्गोरिथम. ठीक है? व्हाट इफ वी वांट द लेंथ ऑफ द मैक्सिमम सबअरे? दैट इज नॉट कैडेंस एल्गोरिथम. ठीक है? वी वांट मैक्सिमम सबअरे का लेंथ चाहिए, ठीक है? तो लाइक दैट इज नॉट एग्जैक्ट कैडेंस एल्गोरिथम, लेकिन तुम सोचो एक बार कैसे, हाउ डू यू गेट द मैक्सिमम लेंथ? कर सकते हो तुम, बस पॉइंटर स्केल ना, wherever you're getting the update, just mark it that position, correct? I to j है ना, मतलब जहाँ पे स्टार्ट हो रहा है जस्ट अपडेट दैट एज स्टार्ट एलिमेंट, जहाँ जहाँ तक जा रहा है जस्ट मार्क इट एज एंड एलिमेंट, जहाँ पे भी अपडेट हो रहा है जस्ट नोट दैट स्टार्ट एंड एंड इंडेक्स एंड गेट दैट साइज, करेक्ट? ठीक है? कोड बहुत सिंपल है, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं है इसमें, लिटरली कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है? देखो मैं जो बता रहा हूँ वही कोड कर, सी आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग डिफरेंट, ठीक है? सो आई विल हैव अ सम इन sum equals to 0, right? And let me just have a max value maxi, let me make it as maxi. This is nothing but teacher dot int min. Okay, I have a minimum value. Now let me run the root. Okay, so I can do this thing. I can. So do you guys remember this thing which I taught you? Hello. If I don't have anything to do with the indices, I can use this type of loop, right, guys? Are you there? है ना? तो मैं इसको यूज करूंगा. किसी को कंफ्यूजन है वरना मैं नॉर्मल लूप लिख दूंगा, फॉर लूप लिख दूंगा इफ यू गाइस फाइंड दिस कंफ्यूजिंग. नो राइट? ठीक है. तो देखो दिस इज नथिंग बट इन ईच आइटरेशन यू विल बी गेटिंग द नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट एंड नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट एज अ फॉर्म ऑफ x. ठीक है. So let me just do this thing, man. Let me just do this x का sum, add x into the sum. ठीक है. So that if it is 0, the first element will be added. Okay. Then what I'll be doing is then I'll be marking the max element. Math dot max, maxi and sum. दोनों things. I've added them. I've taken whatever is maximum. ठीक है. Now मैं ऐसे लिखूंगा if sum is less than 0, bro just make it 0 for the next value. ये next value को ले लेना उससे better. Even if it's a negative value, for example, अभी sum -2 है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वैल्यू -3 है. ठीक है. तुम -2 प्लस -3 करने की जगह why don't you just take -3 man? ठीक है. Like -3 is better than -5. You're supposed to find maximum, so why are you doing this? That is the idea. ठीक है. Before going to the next iteration, you're making it 0. Correct? What if someone asks to print that subarray? Bro, if you want to print that subarray, it is very simple. Very simple. Think how. Just need to maintain start and end index, bro. Start and end index को नोट करना बस. जहां भी मैक्सिमम हो रहा है, you don't have to use this max value. तब तुम्हें ऐसे लिखना पड़ेगा. If sum is greater than maxi, ठीक है, तब in that case I को just mark it as some end value. ठीक है, and use some start value and mark it as start value. बस and update maxi as sum. We'll use these things. You can do it. It's simple. Okay, let me just return this. So the concept here is कि नेगेटिव है ड्रॉप इट. अगर नेगेटिव है जस्ट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द नेक्स्ट वैल्यू, यू डोंट हैव टू कंटिन्यू. ठीक है. आई थिंक यहाँ पे कुछ गलत है. इसका क्या है यार? इंट मिन, इज दिस करेक्ट? अच्छा मिन वैल्यू ना, सॉरी. करेक्ट. ठीक है. अगर ऐसे लिखा है कि okay, it will work in all the cases. ठीक है. Let's see. Let me submit it. Yeah, it worked, right? So guys, like this is not the only way to write this algorithm. Like this is one of the way. Okay, I'll write it in a different way. Just tell me if you're understanding that or not. मतलब कंफ्यूज मत होना अगर कोई ऐसे लिख दिया तो, और ये क्या कर दिया, ऐसे मत फील करो. ठीक है. तो सब आता है, ऐसे फील करो. राइट. सो सी सेम थिंग. ठीक है. लेट मी राइट इन अ डिफरेंट वे. सेम थिंग. Are you guys there? Shall I write? ठीक है. तो देखो इसमें ये चीज नहीं रहेगा, ये चीज नहीं रहेगा, यही चीज रहेगा. सम इज इधर सम और सम प्लस एक्स. दिस विल वर्क. दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज कैडेंस एल्गोरिथम. एक सेकेंड, कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहा हूँ क्या मैं? मैथ इक्वल्स टू मैथ डॉट, आई थिंक, वेट, Let me see what I'm making mistake. I think like I need to put the first value, okay, inside the sum, right? And then from then I can do this. No, I'm sorry. This is wrong. Okay, so this is correct. Yeah, my bad. Right. So see, this is also works. This will also work. I told you, are you guys listening, right? I told you just key how what happens if all the elements are negative. Okay. If all the elements are negative, ठीक है, I showed you that case, ठीक है, when all the elements are negative, मैं अभी बना के दिखाया था, ठीक है, कि like the सबसे least negative element will be your answer, ठीक है, I just showed you that, है ना? तो ये देखना, just look at this is even smaller. See, this is also working under the same principle. It's the same solution. Difference ये है, यहाँ पे देखो, sum is equals to max of either x or sum plus x. Correct, guys? अगर sum negative है, so in that case x will be taken, correct? Because negative plus any number will be less than that number, right? So x will be taken, right? Or if it is a positive value, it will be added. Guys, एक बार देखो इसको. Are the solutions same or not? Is my question. Just look at this. Both of them are exactly same. ठीक है? यहाँ पे what you're doing is, if at all it is negative, you're making it 0 and making it point to only x. The same thing I'm doing by using this, by either take this value or add it with sum. If sum is negative, in that case, taking x is better. But if it's negative, if it's a positive value, then adding it with the sum is better. Correct? रन टाइम देखो, टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी में कोई चेंज नहीं है, ठीक है, पासेस में कोई चेंज नहीं है. रन टाइम इसीलिए इंक्रीज हो गया बिकॉज दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग ना, जिस चेकिंग इज टेकिंग लिटिल टाइम, चेक करके उसको असाइन करना, उससे बेटर जस्ट कंपेयर दिस टू थिंग्स एंड डायरेक्टली पुट इट. ठीक है, सो उसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, लाइक चेकिंग में टाइम लगता है थोड़ा, ठीक, बट रन टाइम कभी कंपेयर मत करना, ठीक है, दिस इज वेरी बैड थिंग, ठीक है, ओनली गो फॉर द टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, राइट? सो सी, अगर समझो guys, if at all I left, like I didn't write this thing, right? So there could be a possibility that some next time jab aaya, it might be a negative value, right? So at that time automatically negative plus any value is less than the x value, so x will be automatically assigned to sum. Are you guys getting it? Hello? Right? So it's the same thing, यहाँ पे जो लिखा हूँ वही है ये, but in a more concise way. किसी को डाउट है इसमें, इन कैडेंस एल्गोरिथम? काफी फेमस है, ठीक है, बिकॉज big of n में you're getting the maximum sub array. Like this question का सबसे brute force approach is going to be n cube. सोचो n cube क्यों? Like you'll be checking for each and every value, ठीक है? You'll be like हर सब array का first element, हर सब array का last element. Another pointer is to find the sum of all the elements. ठीक है? You'll change this and you need to find again sum of all the elements. That is the most brute force. Second brute force is keep start element को point करो and next element को just keep moving it forward and keep adding the elements, ठीक है, and whichever is maximum take it and then change the starting point. That is n cube, n square. N is कि start at a point, keep adding, if it is negative stop and again start, keep adding, stop, keep adding, correct? Can we do better than big of n? ज्यादा नहीं हो रहा? big of n है यार ये, इससे इससे और सोचो, like सोचो, तुम लोग सोच सकते हो तो, like this is I wanted to teach cadence algorithm, ठीक है, but you can think, सोचो कुछ कर पाओगे तो, like ऐसे कुछ, like अगर तुम अभी डिस्कवर कर लिया ना, like it will be always in your mind, ठीक है, because you discovered it. ठीक है guys? सोचो इसके बारे में कुछ, अगर और भी करना है तो कैसे करना है, ठीक है? I think this is sufficient, ठीक है, for now, ठीक है, like लाइक वी लाइक किसी रिवीजन में या किसी दिन वी कैन लाइक पोस्टमार्टम और कर सकते हैं इस क्वेश्चन को, ठीक है। विल सी दैट, तुम लोग के लिए सोचने के लिए वो असाइनमेंट की तरह समझ लो, विल पोस्टमार्टम दिस थिंग इवन फर्दर, ठीक है। गिव यू दैट आइडिया मोहित, ठीक है। शैल वी मूव फॉरवर्ड गाइस? ज्यादा हो गया क्या आज के लिए? गाइस वी डिड काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस कर लिए हमने, ठीक है। इट्स गुड टुडे, अच्छा काफी अच्छा लगा, वैसे रिस्पॉन्डिंग वेल एंड इट्स ग्रेट, ठीक है। बट डूइंग एवरीथिंग वन डे इज आल्सो नॉट गुड ना। सो क्या बोलते हो, वन मोर क्वेश्चन एंड देन स्टॉप, या बिट मैनिपुलेशन स्टार्ट करके स्टॉप कर दो? गिव सम क्वेश्चंस फॉर होमवर्क ब्रो, आई गेव यू दिस क्वेश्चन, डू दिस क्वेश्चन, ठीक है। और जो हमारा असाइनमेंट्स है बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पेंडिंग है, ठीक है। आई नो दैट यू guys didn't do it because you don't know how to do it, but you're not asking it, so I'm just waiting for you guys to ask me that, ठीक है। So we can do this thing. Smallest window in the string containing all characters of the other string. Yeah, that question I know. तो इसके लिए just try to think guys कि how can you do it. It is a good question to be honest. ठीक है। तो इसके लिए this is also a kind of question which demands the and sliding window. It's a hard question. ठीक है। तो इसमें like मेरे हिसाब से दो हैश मैप बनाना, मतलब फ्रीक्वेंसी कैरेक्टर की तरह, एंड smallest window in the string containing all the characters, ठीक है। तो like just check if it is working or not, ठीक है। मतलब the number of elements in that count, ठीक है, is like number of elements that are present in that particular string and in this particular string are they same or not. If they are same, try to decrease the size, ठीक है। ये चीज कर सकते हो, एक बार सोचो इसके बारे में, ठीक है। लाइक सोचना पड़ेगा, लाइक सोचने के बाद, ठीक है, करोगे तो हो जाएगा, ठीक है। इट यू कैन डू इट, ठीक है। मैं एक हिंट देना चाहता हूँ, तो वही है कि यू विल बी हैविंग अ हैश मैप, मतलब फ्रीक्वेंसी कैरेक्टर है, यू विल बी हैविंग अनदर फ्रीक्वेंसी कैरेक्टर है। जब ये स्ट्रिंग है, लाइक व्हेन यू आर मूविंग, ठीक है, यू विल जस्ट ऐड, कीप ऑन एडिंग द एलिमेंट्स till till the number of distinct elements in this hash map is equal to number of distinct elements in this hash map. The moment that is true, you start to decrease the size. Size को इतना decrease करो, and just try to find whichever is the smallest value, smallest vendor, decrease करते करते, correct. 128 या 256 size frequency character ले लेना, this will always work, ठीक है, and subtract it with 0 if you want, ठीक है। I just want to say if there can be any where is the input format, ठीक है। So this is a good question, ठीक है। You can try all these questions, uh, like this question contemplates with sum smaller than x, ठीक है। This question is a good question, ठीक है, because इस क्वेश्चन में this question में you'll be doing same thing as threesome. Threesome याद है तुम लोग को, right? It's the same thing. You'll be doing the same thing here, ठीक है। threesome की तरह you'll be running a loop. Internally you'll be sorting all the array basically, ठीक है। Just sort this array -2 0 1 3, उसके बाद just pick up that element and try to decrease it, ठीक है। अगर ज्यादा हो रहा है तो you know how to decrease it, right? You know how to decrease the sum, right? You can do this, you can count this. It's like threesome only, right? This is like threesome, but you are supposed to count it, count the triplets, बस यही है difference, ठीक है। नाइस। ठीक है, थोड़ा हासिल करना पड़ेगा, लाइक अगर कुछ नहीं हो रहा है तो थोड़ा गूगल कर लो कभी कभी, या लाइव डाउट सेशन अटेंड कर लो, ठीक है, थोड़ा मेहनत तो लगती है तुम लोग से, ठीक है, तो थोड़ा मेहनत तो लगेगी, ठीक है। थोड़े दिन पहले कराया था, आई थिंक 2 दिन पहले या 2 दिन पहले कराया था, या कल ही कराया था यार, थ्रीसम, ठीक है, तो एक बार देख लेना। नहीं, कल नहीं, परसों कराया था, सो वॉच इट, ठीक है। जिसको फोरसम सीखना है, तो आई थिंक आई जस्ट शो यू how that is done. Okay, I'm not expecting you guys to do it now, but I did it. Okay, so it's similar to that. Okay, it's just an extension. Okay, how you will be doing it. So let me just uh, sign in my account, and you will be finding the solution. See, this is how I did. Okay, so try to think कि क्या होने वाला है. What is the uh, like this is a C++ code. ठीक है, but just see how what we are doing. ठीक है, we are just trying to find two elements, okay, and we know what is the target, so we are just finding it using hash map as well, कि क्या ये present है, if so what, so like try to think of it in hash map terms, ठीक है, मतलब it's like कि a of I plus a of j plus a of k plus some a of z जो भी है, and this is k, ठीक है, if you are able to trying to find two values, ठीक है, दो value ले लो, ठीक है, and that is nothing but k minus sum na, like this value, so if at all this is sum, this is nothing but k minus sum, just try to see if this is present or not, okay, if this is present, okay, where it is present, okay, so you need to kind of insert the indices against the sum, दो indices को sum के against करना होगा, like list of indices, ठीक है, तो वैसे सोचना if you want to think, right. We'll start with manipulation tomorrow. I want to do it now, but like people left the meeting, right? So I can do it for 15 minutes if you want. But like most of the students left, so yeah. So let's leave it. कल अच्छी तरह से करेंगे. Bit manipulation काफी अच्छी तरह से करेंगे. ठीक है? And like we'll take some extra classes also if it's needed. ठीक है? Don't worry. पूरा ही पढ़ा के जाऊंगा. ठीक है? And Q भी खत्म करना है जो भव्य ने छोड़ा था. तो we'll be taking that up on Sunday. ठीक है? Sunday को we can take that up. एंड किसी दिन लेट्स सी, ठीक है, तुम लोग को थोड़ा कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना पड़ेगा, दिवाली या कभी अगर फेस्टिवल दे दिया हमने, तो आई मे बी टेकिंग दैट अवे, ठीक है, टू टीच यू गाइस, ठीक है, क्योंकि काफी अच्छे अच्छे टॉपिक्स बच गए अभी, विल बी लर्निंग बिट मैनिपुलेशन, विल बी लर्निंग ट्रीज एज वेल, व्हिच नीड सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम टू गैदर, ठीक है, सो थोड़ा चीन लूंगा, डोंट डोंट फील बैड अबाउट दैट, दिस व्हाई यू गुड ओनली, ठीक है, ट्री इज नॉट ट्री मैप, ट्री अलग है, ट्री मैप अलग है. डन विद टू पॉइंटर्स एंड स्लाइडिंग विंडो, या मोस्टली टू पॉइंटर्स एंड स्लाइडिंग विंडो इतना ही है, और कुछ है नहीं, लाइक देयर आर सम फैंसी क्वेश्चंस, लाइक रोहन एंड कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चंस है ना तुम्हारा पोर्टल पे, जस्ट ट्राई दोस क्वेश्चंस, दे आर सिमिलर, ये रोहर एंड मिनवन सवेरे है, दिस इज व्हाट वी डिड हियर टुडे, ठीक है, स्मॉलर देन ट्रिपलेट सम ये भी कर चुके हैं, प्री एंड टॉइस आई लेफ्ट यू गाइस, ठीक है, तो देखो ये सब फाइंड एंजलमेंट कर दिया, लार्जेस्ट सम में ये कर दिया, इक्विलिब्रियम कर दिया, राइट, so just see, so ये करने के लिए बोल दिया तुम लोग को, this is not done, right, and longest sum array with some k and count distinct pairs with difference k, all these things are done pretty much, ठीक है, so एक दो क्वेश्चन जो है we can do that, ठीक है, so bit manipulation का I think he already put the assignment, ignore it for now, ठीक है, we'll do it tomorrow. मॉड्यूल 3 का एग्जाम होगा तुम्हारा 30th को, सो 21st आई एम प्लानिंग टू एंड, लेकिन इस पेस में थोड़ा और दिन लगेगा, एक दो दिन ज्यादा लगेगा, ठीक है, 25th, हाँ लेट्स सी दैट, कोई देखेंगे थोड़ा एक्सटेंड होगा, ठीक है, आई थिंक इट्स सफिशिएंट फॉर टुडे, ठीक है। गुड नाइट, sweet dreams, and work hard, and your future is in your hands, and good night, ठीक है। प्लेसमेंट हो जाए तो भूल मत जाना बस, ठीक है। चलो, I need to shift my home tomorrow, so I need to do the packing. ठीक है, चलो मैन, बाय। नाइस यार, तो ऐसा काफी इंटरेक्ट था आज। सब पढ़ना, ठीक है। बाय बाय। I'll put all these things in that, don't worry.